I want to know what you are celebrating with, sir. Sir, it's going to be a very long thing, sir. I like you because you are very happy soul. I like you. I like your son, David. The only artist that supported Davido here is Lizzy Anjorin. Is Dr. Chief Mrs. Lizzy Anjorin. I was the only person standing for your son, Davido, here. No one else. I have fought for your son times without number. If I have never supported your son, my amiable governor, maybe your son's story would have been like Mohbad. Or your son's story would have even get worse than Mohbad case. But I have stood, fought, did everything as Abiamo to preserve your son, Davido. So I want to know your contributions. I want to know what you've done so far. And I want you to help us ask this lover that you went to our event. What did you find about? Few hours to Mohbad death. They said your son sent some money for Mohbad's burial. They said, alleged. Your son's manager was in the same WhatsApp group with this lover that you went to his party. We want to know, sir. At least since this lover has been dragging Davido, your son, you have not for once come out. I have been defending your son, Davido. I want to know what you've done to get justice for Mohbad. Mr. Governor, sir. Despite the fact that the wedding you attended, they were dragging your son, Davido, and his wife, mercilessly. I stood for your son and his wife. If I have not been standing for your son and his wife, maybe your son, Davido, would have died like Mohbad today. You see, one thing about this lover is our secret is dirty, our life is finished. In as much this lover, you want to come for me, I will destroy you with truth. And I want to ask, where is this lover in Mohbad's house? Because this lover was the first person that announced Mohbad's death. His father, his mother, none of his family knew he died. It was this lover that announced Mohbad's death. And immediately this lover announced Mohbad's death. Bam! Iyabo, this lover appeared in Mohbad's house, now telling us that he introduced some of his son, our children, some of our children to Mohbad, which Mohbad signed it. And the person was in that house as at the time the Olóògbé pa Mohbad pa. You want to know this thing is tango, sir. Ó máa múra bí ọkùnrin, ó máa wá àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ wá. Those 7 children you raised, what are the work they've been doing for you? Did they go to school? No. Did they learn any handwork? No. So what kind of work or jobs these 7 children has been doing for you? And you claim that 3 of these children you raised, you introduced them.
Oh, bad.
This is the major job. These 7 children you raised, including your biological children, what job have they been doing? What have they been doing? Okay, they said your son took some drugs at DJ Splash house. Abi, drugs. The other one, the daughter, you said it was that your daughter that has been giving you information about some rape cases. So the lives of your 2 children automatically told us what other adopted 5 children the job they've been doing for you. If your own biological children, the boy was into drugs, the lady was into prostitution, strippers club, and drugs, and you claimed allegedly by Akirogu that you confessed to her, to him, that it was your daughter that told you that one of our brother was into rape case. So definitely those 5 children that you adopted have been helping you to get information from vulnerable people. Which Mohbad happens to be one of the victims. What are the informations your children has been giving you, and what makes you shielding, hiding that your child, that your adopted son, that you installed in Mohbad's house? You said when he called you mommy, you said you shouted at him. What was the thing he told you that made you to shout at him? Tell Nigerians. I want to know. Now, you said you are doing movies, you are producing movies, you are doing parties, you are doing your daughter's wedding. What happened to Mohbad? That you wrote a letter to authorities that they should exhume his dead body for what? For justice. But instead of justice, you eventually used Mohbad for 2 things: donation and to destroy Naira Marley and Sam Larry. On what basis? On what purpose? For what purpose? Allege. Everything we are saying today, allege. Alleging you is an allegation. Allegedly. So if your 2 children, one is into prostitution and drugs, the other one is into Gabriel and drugs. So are you telling us the other 5 adopted children are doing something apart from what your biological children are doing, or they are helping you to do the same job that your 2 biological children are doing for you? Now, let's see this. So that your adopted son is the one telling you that this is manager, this is so person's manager. That's your adopted son. If you are sent him to school, will you know manager of so person? If you had sent him to go and learn handwork, will you know the manager of so person? But I think we were right. You trained them, plotted them into vulnerable celebrities' homes to do what? Is it to buy them or to bring their nudity that have been featuring on Discover pages? We want to know. Those who adopted children and they are your biological children, you want to know what job they've been doing for you. We want to know. Nigerians want to know. See this particular show. I'll be bringing it every day. I'm reanalyzing it. This single show. I can reanalyze this show for 20 years. If you refuse to tell Nigerians what you buy, Mohbad. I have raised many children. Every children that I've raised, unfortunately, they are not on social media here. Some of them, they learn tailors. Some of them learn many handworks. That is why you can't see my biological children or adopted children. You can't see them on cyberspace. You don't understand? So all those informations, all those nudity of celebrity they've been posting on Gist Lover. And Gist Lover, what is the WhatsApp group? That WhatsApp thing that they used to post nudity. So it's those your adopted children that have been giving you informations. And thank God you said that those adopted children were part of people you planted into Mohbad's house.
Abiola Minister. I will close the divide now.
For you. Listen. So now you admitted that Mohbad and that his manager came to you, but you could not tell Nigerians that you never met him. You said you didn't know him, you never met him, despite the fact that you were together with him in UK, of which you not tell Nigerians the venue of where he played in UK and where you and your basically paid his money. You're not giving Nigerians the evidence. And those people that put Mohbad on their laps, those three guys, where were they when Naira and Sam Larry was in prison? Where were those guys? I thought if anybody needs to go, if one person has to go to prison, they're supposed to be 5. Naira, Sam Larry, and those three guys that put Mohbad on laps. But unfortunately, those three guys that put Mohbad on laps, their names, their informations were disappeared. Why Naira Marley and Sam Larry that was not in Nigeria went to prison? Until today, where are those boys? Where are those boys? Nigerians want to know. Or we beg our governor delegate to help us ask you, since we've seen you with him together. Where are those boys? When Naira Marley and Sam Larry was in prison for 3 to 4 months or 5 months in prison, or I don't know the date, I can't remember the month of when I don't know how many months they later spent in prison. Where was those 3 guys that put Mohbad on their laps? Even when he strangulated him back and shoved him back. Where was those guys? Did the person also join them in that prison? Or it was what is his name? That now Kinisha Tania Bore Kinto block Yae. Tó tẹ̀lé wọn lọ show, tó lọ súnlé tiẹ̀ tó padà lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n. Primeboy, Gist Lover, if Primeboy can go to prison, including that
Primeboy, so one beye, mami okonya balẹ̀ lórí ọmọ Prime.
Mo bí máa bọ̀ wọ́n wà ẹ bá mi dá para. Adé ẹsẹ̀ yóò kúrò pé.
Until today, where are those boys? Where are those boys? Nigerians want to know. Or we beg our governor delegate to help us ask you, since we've seen you with him together. Where are those boys? When Naira Marley and Sam Larry was in prison for 3 to 4 months or 5 months in prison, or I don't know the dates, I can't remember the months of when, I don't know how many months they later spent in prison. Where was those 3 guys that put Mohbad on their laps? Even when Mohbad was to raise his head, they strangulated him back and shoved him back. Where was those guys up to now? They said Mohbad's brother is also inside that car. That Mohbad brother that was inside that car with Mohbad, did the person also join them in that prison? Or it was, what is his name? That guy, that's his friend. That Mohbad's friend that went to his house to go and sleep. That one too went to prison. Kí ló ń pe bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn? Ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad. Now kìíní ṣọ́ta ní àbọ̀ rẹ̀ kí n tó blọọkù yá ẹ̀. Ẹ fún mi lórúkọ ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad tó tẹ̀lé wọn lọ ṣó tó lọ súnlé tiẹ̀ tó padà lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n. Primeboy, this lover, if Primeboy can go to prison, you remember Primeboy did not sleep in Mohbad's house. If Primeboy can go to prison, if Naira Marley and Sam Larry can go to prison, and those that sleep in that house with Mohbad, including the person you plotted in his house, including his brother that was inside the car with Mohbad, if those people did not go to prison, and Primeboy went to prison, Nurse went to prison, Naira and Sam Larry did not. Naira and Sam went to prison, and the boy you plotted in Mohbad's house did not go to prison. Everybody that was in that house overnight did not go to prison. This Mohbad's death is not natural. That alone shows that there is some secret somewhere. If Primeboy, Sam Larry, Naira Marley, these 3 people, I don't want to talk about the nurse, because the nurse has killers, but it's none of my business. You don't understand? I'm interested in Gist Lover and what she has told Nigerians, and Nigerians did not pay attention that Gist Lover was fully involved in Mohbad bar. Who was the one that was an adopted son to you among those ones that carry Mohbad to prison? You remember Primeboy did not sleep in Mohbad's house. If Primeboy can go to prison, if Naira Marley and Sam Larry can go to prison, and those that sleep in that house with Mohbad, including the person you plotted in his house, including his brother that was inside the car with Mohbad, if those people did not go to prison, and Primeboy went to prison, Nurse went to prison, Naira and Sam Larry did not. Naira and Sam went to prison, and the boy you plotted in Mohbad's house did not go to prison. Everybody that was in that house overnight did not go to prison. This Mohbad's death is not natural. That alone shows that there is some secret somewhere. If Primeboy, Sam Larry, Naira Marley, these 3 people, I don't want to talk about the nurse, because the nurse has killers, but it's none of my business. You don't understand? I'm interested in Gist Lover and what she has told Nigerians, and Nigerians did not pay attention that Gist Lover was fully involved in Mohbad bar. Who was the one that was an adopted son to you among those ones that carry Mohbad on their laps? And Gist Lover, Iyabo, if you could remember, the same guy that wrote that he saw Mohbad when they brought Mohbad into the hospital was the same guy that said his mother shop is next to the shop of where I came to stay gold. It's the same guy. So that your adopted son has been helping you to do what? Go. Where is the guy with dread? Where are those 3 guys?
Did you hear that? Only where is that guy with dread? Nigeria apariwo tó pé ara ń fu wá sí bọ̀bọ̀ tó ní dread yìí. Àbí I don't know, maybe bóyá ti gbàgbé ńgbà yẹn ni. Mọ́mí Anúfúnmi, thank you for sharing this life to me.
Olóṣì ni bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn West, Adé West àbí kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀?
Kí ló sọ?
Adé West kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀? Adé West àbí kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀?
Adé West ni bọ̀bọ̀ tí ò ní Adé West ni màámi bọ̀bọ̀ tó ní dread lórí yẹn.
Bọ̀bọ̀ tó ní dread olóṣì tó lóun fútbọ́là.
Níbo ló wà? Come out and tell us what time mobile.
Níbo ló wà? Níbo ló wà?
You are welcome, ẹ máa bọ̀ lókè mà.
Olóhùn fútbọ́là tí yóò mọ́tẹ́lẹ̀ àsùnbọ́là.
Mo gbọ́ tẹ̀yìn náà béèrè ẹjọ́ wo ni pé bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn dà.
Níbo ló wà? Wọ́n arrest ẹ̀.
Money, where is that guy?
Wọ́n arrest ẹ̀.
For him again, no dey disappear. Tẹ́ bá wojú tó ń wò nígbà tí Iyabo wá sílé Mohbad lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Ó ní fura.
Yes.
Mo ń gbọ́ ìsìlọ́ ọ̀yá mi sì jẹ́ màá dá ìpadà yá mi.
Wà lórí train.
Má ti ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ta yẹn lù.
Ìgbà tí Iyabo lọ ń sáyìn.
Ọ̀rẹ́ káàrọ̀ máa jọ̀dọ̀ tí Bísí bá ti wà láìpẹ́ ṣí ẹ̀ sí mi mà.
Gbogbo mo ṣe ṣí ẹ̀ sí yín lánàá torí nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn ló jẹ́ kí n ṣí
Mo
ẹ̀
rí
sí.
bẹ́ẹ̀. Òyìnbó ni mo wọlé, ó ní a máa kọ̀ntínú lénìí. Ó ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pátá la máa mọ̀.
Pé mi ò lè rìkọ́ọ̀dù ṣí ẹ̀ sí yín torí ó ti lóun máa tẹ́kọ̀ mọ́tà.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n tó bá ti jáde lé ní ẹjẹ́ kí n mọ̀ bá ṣí ẹ̀ máa fi fóònù mi wò ó. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo ní ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ kí lẹ rí sí Adé West. Àti analyze o. Akọ̀fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Adé West lásán ni where is he? Primeboy, did you know that?
Adé West yẹn ṣe mi ò mọ rí ìbọn mo kàn máa ń rí lọ́dọ̀ ọmọ ògbà ẹ̀ ni ó kàn máa wà nù lé ni ó kàn máa sùn tí ó bá fa sìgá ló máa fa òun pẹ̀lú ọmọ òwúrẹ́ apárí yẹn tọkùnrin ẹ̀ ní Adé òṣì àbí kí ni ó kọ ẹ̀ Dàmọ́lá báwo Dàmọ́ṣì Adé West gbogbo wọn ọjọ́ máa ń wà nù lé báyìí ni wọ́n máa fa sìgá wọ́n lè parí sìgá pákẹ́tì kan láàrin 2 hours.
Ó lágbára o.
Òun pẹ̀lú wèrè àdúrà olóṣì ọmọ yẹn. Wọ́n kàn máa fa sìgá nulẹ̀ mi ìmọ̀ṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe wọn lọ sóko ogi wọn lọ sóko ọkà wọn ní ìmọ̀
àwọn monetary agent ni. Àwọn tó plant yẹn ni wọ́n plant yẹn ni.
Mo máa ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ mo ń bò làwọn pípù yìí ti wá. Èmi mo bẹ́ àwùn mi ló tẹ̀ kó wọn wá ni. Mo tẹ̀ bẹ́ àwùn mi ló kó wọn wá ni. Mo máa ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
Tẹ̀bí túrọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ni. Àbí ṣé mo àti Iyabo jọ rẹ̀ ni?
Mo mọ gbọ́ àwọn pípù yẹn rí mi kò yé mi. Ìgbà mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ó kàn máa kan amọ́ wọn ni. Inú ẹ̀gàn òun dùn pẹ̀lú àwọn pípù yẹn rárá. So táwọn pípù yẹn bá ti ré mi báyìí.
Wọ́n ti pọ̀ jù náà.
Ṣú mi lẹ́lòmíì inú wọn máa fi ń gbà kan lọ́wọ́ mọ́. Tí bá débẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n lè máa ṣàyè fún wọn rárá. So wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé tí Prime bá ti dé báyìí àwọn bá máa fẹ́ ṣàyè fún Prime. Àwọn dẹ̀ lọ́ máa fẹ́ gbé mi lọ pé àgbà mú ATM lọ́wọ́ àkọ́báyà fún Primeboy. Lọ ṣe báyìí inú wọn máa ń dùn dé ATM yẹn bá kàn án lọ́wọ́ ni. Ó ti yẹn tó bá fẹ́ gbà nǹkan gan máa ní Prime help us call help us tell mu. Mo ò fún wọn ní fèsì aṣọ èmi máa bèèrè àwọn pípù yìí kí ni òun kàn ní ọ̀rọ̀ gidi sàn pa wọn Ọlọ́run. So Adé West ọmọ òfò yẹn ó ní fútbọ́là lòun kò yé mi fútbọ́là òṣìwò.
Ẹ bá wá Adé West síta o ọ̀rọ̀ ti
irú Adé West tá bá rí picture ẹ̀ gangan lọ́nà ẹ̀ picture ẹ̀ ká ó lọ online gbà ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ submit ẹ̀ fáwọn ọlọ́pàá fúnra wa báyìí bó jẹ́ Àbújá la máa lọ báyìí fúnra ká máa tender àwọn picture kankan tender àwọn evidence kankan fúnra wa báyìí tá máa fi support àwọn èèyàn tọ́lọ̀ ń gbé dìde.
Àwọn ọkọ̀ tó ti wà lẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀.
Yes, we need to start working. Time yìí sí ẹ máa ti mọ̀ pé àsìkò tọ́lọ́run fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan ilé a gbọ́dọ̀ sùn lórí. So we should stand up, we should work together so we can work with these people. Mr. Yomi ti dìde. Ẹni tá a ti expect Lizzy Anjorin 10 minutes tọ́lọ́run tún gbé dìde. So people like us we need to come together.
Ó ní wọ́n pe òun pé wọ́n sọ fún òun pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ Mohbad ń fẹ́ ìdájọ́ pé kò lọ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn tó lọ sí wẹ́dì ọmọ Iyabo Òjó ṣẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀rì wípé gbogbo wọn làkọ́ bí ọmọ wọn máa kú pé torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé Mohbad wà ní ó lọ ẹ̀sìn ọmọ ẹ̀ ó gbé sí mọ́ṣúárì òun kẹ́ wá lọ ń ṣe patí ó
January mọ̀ kí ló dé going to 3 years.
But Prime ẹ má bínú mà Primeboy ẹ máa gbọ́ ní gbogbo time ten lọ sí court yẹn wọn make mention orúkọ boy Adé West yẹn.
Wọ́n dárúkọ anybody wọ́n ti ra gbogbo àwọn people yẹn pa pẹ̀lú owó débi pé tèmi gan bá lọ sign gan tí bá lọ ẹ mọ̀ pé ńgbà míì màá ti wá sí live màá ti sọ pa màá ti ṣépè fún mi tí bá lọ sign báyìí lásán ẹ máa kọ repetition wèrè kan from nowhere gbogbo time ẹ lọ máa ń post pé Primeboy has been arrested tẹ́pọ̀ máa detain mi ọlọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ máa sáré make up lè sáré àwọn onímọ̀ pé fóònù wà lọ́wọ́ mi wọ́n máa pé mo ti submit gbogbo fóònù mi small phone kan máa ń wà tí máa ń mú wọlé
òun ni mo bá ti gbé orílẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ nínú mọ́tò.
bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ọ̀rẹ́ dàrósà ni bọ̀bọ̀ tí ò léyìn yẹn ọ̀rẹ́ dàrósà.
ṣẹ̀bẹ̀ rí fídíò Primeboy tó ní fídíò tí dàrósà ṣẹ̀ ṣe síta.
ọ̀rẹ́ dàrósà yẹn.
àbí ṣé orí fídíò tó ṣẹ̀ ṣe.
mo rí olóṣì ni ó jẹ́ kó jábọ́ nu mọ́tò yẹn ni ọlọ́run gan ń ṣọ́ ọlọ́run gan.
èmi ti sọ fún lórí fídíò
yẹn pé ó ní ọ̀rẹ́sẹ̀ àkí my brother olóṣì.
mo sọ fún pé tó bá ṣú ọ̀fun kó bọ́ síta tó bá ṣú ọ̀fun kó bọ́ síta nínú hiding place ẹ̀ tó bá wà tó ẹ pé tó tọ́ ó ṣú ọ̀fun kó bọ́ta.
ó lágbára o.
ẹ̀yà bí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ o Adé West kílẹ̀ rí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀.
ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká bọ́ta wa rẹ̀.
ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo lé.
ẹ káàárọ̀.
happy new week.
Sinmi àná.
Yes ma. Ẹ mọ nǹkan èmi máa ń dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run lójoojúmọ́ nítorí pé àwọn pípù yìí wọ́n believe pé bí àwọn ṣe ń fa owó aago sẹ́yìn yẹn ipe gbogbo ẹ̀ máa die down but wọ́n mọ̀ pé bá ṣe ń fọwọ́ aago sẹ́yìn yẹn àṣírí wọn ń tú àwọn nǹkan kan tí a ò mọ̀ ó tún come to limelight ó tún jáde síta the more they fa owó ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn òun làwọn àṣírí wọn ń tú jáde sí i. Imagine ṣé gbogbo wa mọ̀ pé bóyá ọmọ mi sẹ́ẹ̀dì ọmọ kan kó máa gbé lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ Mo àbí wọ́n ní kó sáìn ọmọ kan síbẹ̀ ṣebí gbogbo wa mọ̀ attention wa ò lọ síbẹ̀ bọ̀dí mọ̀ bó ṣe ń fẹ́ sí
kò sí ọ̀rẹ́ Mo kankan kò sí fámìlì ẹ̀ kankan tó wà tó ti rà pa ẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wọn kò sí anybody ọ̀rẹ́ tipátipá ni mo bá ti fẹ́ fi wọ́ mi mọ́ra ó ṣe fẹ́ máa wọ́ mi mọ́ra pé ọmọ 9 minutes tó bá jẹ́ ó mọ̀ kó ti lanu fún mi tán very wicked people.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ mọ̀ kó yá.
ó tó yẹ kó ti lanu fún mi tán ìgbà tí máa pa àwọn ọmọ tó dàbí yàrá òní tí bá sọ̀rọ̀ lásán wọn bí yàrá ya wọn rè àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké nulẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ adé Démọ́lá yẹn bọ̀dá ló máa ń pè mí bọ̀dá ẹ̀gbọ́n. ṣé ní ti street ni àbí ti education àbí ti kíni gbogbo nǹkan mo fi jù wọ́n lọ. mo bá lè gan àbọ̀ ṣe eré ni I need the picture àwọn people yẹn pẹ̀lú bá a ṣe ń pọn mí fún mi wá àwọn people yẹn kò waste ọmọ ẹ̀ dànù ni ẹ wá dúkọ tí Lizzy sọ ẹ wá dúkọ tí Lizzy point out fún wa a gbọ́dọ̀ sùn pẹ̀lú àwọn point we need to work gbogbo nǹkan tí Iyabo yẹn ti sọ ẹnu ara ẹ̀ sọ ni.
mo máa play tọ́gà mi bá tún padà dé jẹ́kẹ̀ I see you my sister jẹ́kẹ̀ mo máa tún play tọ́gà mi bá tún padà dé àwọn yẹn ni baba ńlá baba analyzer gbogbo mi tó bá yẹ kọ́ Araba one bá mi tó bá ti di àwọn lórí TikTok o.
ọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí wọ́n fi Wùmí olóṣì yẹn wọ́n pa ọkọ ẹ lẹ́nu wọ́n pa ọkọ ẹ àwọn single mother àwọn náà wà lọ join ní oko
ọkùnrin mi ẹ declare Adé West pẹ̀lú àwọn tẹ fẹ́ kó Adé West.
Exactly.
ẹ kó Adé West pẹ̀lú àwọn tẹ fẹ́ kó yẹn.
Ìbàdàn kan ló bá
Ọlọ́run àṣírí gbogbo wọn ò ní bò
ṣèbí Ìbàdàn ló sá lọ
àṣírí wọn ò ní bò Ọlọ́run máa túbọ̀ máa tú wọn láṣìírí síta ni wọn ní nísinmi ìsinmi á jìnà sí wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run.
ẹ dẹ̀ post èmi wanted ẹ tún kò tẹ̀ wọ́n arrest mi lásán tún lẹ̀ wanted odindi wanted ẹ máa ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n tún lò ó pé táwọn náírà ò bá ṣiṣẹ́ tí Samila yóò bá ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ à lo Primeboy tàbí pa ojú gbogbo ẹ̀ dé.
ṣé rí àwọn ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà àwọn ọlọ́pàá wa èmi fàsìkò yìí bẹ́yìn nǹkan tó ti mú Prime tó ti lọ sí prison ní detention tó ti mú àwọn kankan tẹ dárúkọ tó ti lọ sí detention kí ló ṣe àwọn tó kù tó jọ wà nulẹ̀ báwo ò lè lọ kí ló ṣe wọ́n tẹ̀lé bá wa wá wọn jáde ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lágbára ṣe tó ní Nàìjíríà èmi rò pé òfin Nàìjíríà is for everybody òfin ṣé orí kan jù kan lọ ni òfin yìí gbogbo Nàìjíríà lẹ ṣòfin fún kí ló dé tẹ̀ ń sẹ̀lẹ̀ tí àwọn kan sọ́tọ̀ tẹ́pọ̀ òfin mú àwọn kan òfin ò máwọn kan kí ni Adéwẹ̀sì ń ṣe ó wà nù ilé nígbà tí gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí ṣẹlẹ̀ àdúrà wà nù ilé dàrósà wà nù ilé kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbé gbogbo wọn kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ̀ fọwọ́ bò wọ́n kí ló dé kí ni connection yín pẹ̀lú wọn.
àtọ́yìnpò tó ń jáde ń bẹ̀ sí àṣà wọ́n yí pé àwọn pípì yẹn ti ń fẹnu kọ ẹlòmíì báyìí ó máa dórí ibi tó ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí òyì máa kọ́ wèrè ibi tó ti yẹ kó wọ singlet tó máa wọ jọ́gà àwọ̀ sweater lọ́bẹ̀ ìdàrọ́ yí pẹ́rù ti ń bọ everybody àwọn ọmọ òfò spending yẹn ò ní ṣoríire spending yẹn wò ẹ̀wọ̀n ló máa kú sí ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn ló máa padà lọ para ẹ̀ sí ló máa padà lọ jẹ bátìrì para ẹ̀ dànù ni very useless boy àbí tó bá sọ tó tọ́ nìkan ló kù mọ́ kó máa wà láì.
ẹ ti mọ̀ pé yẹn ń parọ́ gidi gan ni.
olóṣì ọmọ òun pẹ̀lú lọ́ọ̀yà ẹ̀ gan sá lọ ni lọ́ọ̀yà spending gbàtà wà nù sẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀yà ẹ̀ sá lọ ó ti mọ̀ pé ẹ̀wọ̀n na prison fọmọ yìí o kó má lọ fi ẹ̀dẹ̀ rẹ̀ kára. ojú àánú tèmi ṣe ó wá ní Primeboy ó ti ń lọ lọ́ọ̀yà jẹ́ kí lọ́ọ̀yà ẹ̀ náà jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ mo ṣe wá ní ẹ lọ bá lọ́ọ̀yà mi o ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀yà mi ló ṣe tún gba béèlì wọn lọ́ọ̀yà mi gbogbo lọ́ọ̀yà tó ń pè sá fún wọn.
wow.
lọ́ọ̀yà mi ló gba béèlì spending ló gba béèlì nurse ló ṣiṣẹ́ bọ́ gba gbogbo béèlì wọn.
wọ́n ti mọ bó ṣe ń lò.
Can you imagine?
èmi ò dẹ̀ mọ̀ èmi ò bí a nígbà ìgbà àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ wọn ò mọ̀ pa ẹ̀ bí wọ́n kọ̀ kọ́ àwọn náà mọ́ ni.
ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Adéwẹ̀sì ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ yá.
mọ́mí ẹ mọ̀ kan ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ kágbọ̀n tẹ́ bá ní kélé sọ̀rọ̀ kí yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Adéwẹ̀sì yẹn kò ẹ jẹ́ ká wá picture ẹ̀ jáde ká lọ tẹ́ndà kí Mr. Yomide ká mọ nẹ́sì kẹjọ máa pọ̀ jù eléyìí ò ṣe kẹjọ pọ̀ jù ẹ jẹ́ à take action lọ́wọ́ yìí.
The Nigerian police should take
action. Ó ṣe pé ká pé ilé ìpè kílẹ̀ rí Adéwẹ̀sì kílẹ̀ rí
There are
Adéwẹ̀sì
some people in the house when mobile buying àwọn èèyàn wà nílé nígbà tí mobile buying àwọn èèyàn wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ṣojú wọn. Nigerian police should do the
kò
right
lágbára
thing.
kankan kò ní sórí rẹ̀ tá ló mú lọ bẹ̀ kò ní ẹni yẹn gan ò ní
Arrest
sórí rẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó
everybody ẹgbẹ́
lágbára
tó
kan
kú
náà.
wọn wà sọ tẹnu wọn ẹ má fi agbára bò mọ́lẹ̀. We are all the citizens of Nigeria. Rights kan náà ní everybody ní.
Nǹkan náà máa sọ ní Queen ti sọ yẹn kò ní di pé kéèyàn kan máa sọ pé Adéwẹ̀sì.
Kọ́ má gbàgbọ́ fún wa.
Ká máa sọ pé kíjọba máa do the right thing. Ó jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe wọlé sàbújá yìí. Ẹni tó ṣe wọlé sàbújá yìí. Ká lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn pẹ̀lú àwọn picture. Má ní ẹ máa fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ right thing. Ká tètè lọ tẹ́ndà àwọn iṣẹ́ kan síwájú wọn. Because a kò lè máa wò báyìí mo pa ọ́ fún mi. Ọlọ́run ti gbé olúwo lọ́wọ́ dìde káà náà back up wọn ni o.
ẹgbẹ́ kan kúrò mí jí tọ́kùyọ̀ mi bá ti
ẹ bá jí Mr. Yomi ẹ pè wọ́n jí ẹ pè táwọn gan bá rí serious matter ẹ bá pè wọ́n.
Where was those guys up to now?
ẹ yẹ kí lọ pè wọ́n mò ń bọ̀.
He said Mohbad brother is also inside that car. That Mohbad brother that was inside that car with Mohbad, did the person also join them in that prison? Or it was what is his name? That guy, that his friend. That Mohbad's friend that went to his house to go and sleep. That one too went to prison. Kí ló ń pe bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn? Ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad. Now kìíní ṣọ́ta ní àbọ̀ rẹ̀ kí n tó blọọkù yá ẹ̀. Ẹ fún mi lórúkọ ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad tó tẹ̀lé wọn lọ ṣó tó lọ sún létí ẹ̀ tó padà lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n. Primeboy, this lover, if Primeboy can go to prison, you remember Primeboy did not sleep in Mohbad's house. If Primeboy can go to prison, if Naira Marley and Sam Larry can go to prison, and those that sleep in that house with Mohbad, including the person who plotted in his house, including his brother that was inside the car with Mohbad, if those people did not go to prison and Primeboy went to prison, Nurse went to prison, Naira and Sam Larry did not. Naira and Sam went to prison, and the boy you plotted in Mohbad's house did not go to prison. Everybody that was in that house overnight did not go to prison. Means Mohbad's death is not natural. That alone shows that there is some secret somewhere. If Primeboy, Sam Larry, Naira Marley, these three people, I don't want to talk about the nurse because the nurse has killers, but it's none of my business. You don't understand? I'm interested in Gistlover and what she has told Nigerians. And Nigerians did not pay attention that Gistlover was fully involved in Mohbad. Who was the one that was an adopted son to you among those ones that carry Mohbad on their laps? And Gistlover, Iyabo, you could remember, the same guy that wrote that he saw Mohbad when they brought Mohbad into the hospital was the same guy that said his mother shop is next to the shop of where I came to steal gold. It's the same guy. So that your adopted son has been helping you to do what? Go. Where is the guy with dread? Where are those three guys? If none of those three guys join Naira, Sam Larry, and Primeboy in prison, that means Mohbad death is not natural. No. If truly Mohbad's death is natural, those in the house supposed to go to prison. Primeboy is supposed not to go to prison because he did not sleep overnight. He was not in. Naira was not in Nigeria. Sam Larry was not in Nigeria. These three people are not in Nigeria, and they went to prison for what? Is their prison to divert what was the purpose? Ẹ fún mi lórúkọ ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad tó tẹ̀lé wọn lọ ṣó tó lọ súnlé tiẹ̀ tó padà lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n. Primeboy, Gistlover, if Primeboy can go to prison, you remember Primeboy did not live in Mohbad's house. If Primeboy can go to prison, if Naira Marley and Sam Larry can go to prison, and those that sleep in that house with Mohbad, including the person you plotted in his house, including his brother that was inside the car with Mohbad, if those people did not go to prison and Primeboy went to prison, Nurse went to prison, Naira and Sam Larry did not. Naira and Sam went to prison, and the boy you plotted in Mohbad's house did not go to prison. Everybody that was in that house overnight did not go to prison. It means Mohbad's death is not natural. That alone shows that there is some secret somewhere. If Primeboy, Sam Larry, Naira Marley, these three people, I don't want to talk about the nurse because the nurse has killers, but it's none of my business. You don't understand? I'm interested in Gistlover and what she has told Nigerians, and Nigerians did not pay attention that Gistlover was fully involved in the bad part. Who was the one that was an adopted son to you among those ones that carry Mohbad on their laps? And Gistlover, Iyabo, you can remember, the same guy that wrote that he saw Mohbad when they brought Mohbad into the hospital was the same guy that said his mother shop is next to the shop of where I came to steal gold. It's the same guy. So that your adopted son has been helping you to do what? Go. Where is the guy with dread? Where are those three guys? If none of those three guys join Naira, Sam Larry, and Primeboy in prison, that means Mohbad death is not natural. No. If truly Mohbad's death is natural, those in the house supposed to go to prison. Primeboy is supposed not to go to prison because he did not sleep overnight. He was not in the house. Naira was not in Nigeria. Sam Larry was not in Nigeria. These three people are not in Nigeria. And they went to prison for what? Is their prison to divert what really Primeboy? Or what was the purpose of their prison? I want to know. If people that did not sleep in the same house with Mohbad went to prison, if they've gone to prison, to divert our attention from those that really knows what fine is. That boy was eliminated. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Primeboy was not in that house. Naira Marley was not in that house. Sam Larry was not in that house. You purposely sent these people. You roped them. With those, you have their informations and secrets. You planned for them. You set them up with prison so that people can carry their mind away from the real killer that slept in Mohbad's house. The day he died. Sorry. Now, listen. Ọ̀dọ̀ Mohbad ló ti manage ìyẹn manager tó máa ń wá sọ́dọ̀ títẹ̀ tó máa ń múra bí ọkùnrin tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tímọ́tímọ́ ọmọ tí wọ́n adopt. So ṣé látara manager yẹn lẹ gbà ti plot ọmọ tó padà mọ ohun tó pa Mohbad tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣé true manager tó wá sọ́dọ̀? Then what is Naira Marley's manager or what is Mohbad manager doing with you? Are you telling us that those your children are your instruments you used in sending message to people's managers to give them information so that your children will give you the information so that you will post it on this global? I could remember vividly seeing the death of Mohbad, and of course, both your children cannot function out of fear of what you buy Mohbad. So you've not been functioning like before. Are we safe to say? Those your children are the one bringing you all the materials you will go see under this law? Listen.
Gbogbo táìmì ẹ̀ka tí kéèsì ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ tí gbogbo àwọn boys yẹn tí dispatch ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ tí gbogbo àwọn boys yẹn tó wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ Mohbad náà lọ́jọ́ tí wọ́n lọ bẹ̀ tí wọ́n náà sọ̀rọ̀ then àwọn ọmọ mi.
DJ Splash wà ń bẹ̀, but DJ Splash was not in Mohbad's house. But in this video you claim that DJ Splash came to Mohbad's house. This statement you said shows everything concerning Mohbad's death is plotted. If we are to judge it based on how you were being exposed, that you chatted DJ Splash under Gislova, you went to his house, and the guy later came out and destroyed you with truth. If we are to connect it with this your statement, it shows Mohbad's death was pre-planned. Because DJ Splash was not in Mohbad's house the day he died. The day you went to Mohbad's house, DJ Splash was not there. So everything you've been pushing out for Nigerian to consume are scripted and lies. I'm sure you are enjoying this show, this lover. Don't tell me you are not enjoying this forensic analysis. Remember, you told VDM that your children used to give you information about people. So you've been using your children, both the biological one and the adopted one, you've been using them to get information from vulnerable people. Sorry, darling. Let me quickly do my advert. File 191, file 137, file 56. Just give me back something. File 140, file 78, file 48, file 21, file 119, file 89. Call me after this show. Keep this one for me. Keep this one. That is all for some minutes. What to go for me? So much it can wait. Call me after this show. So definitely those people inviting you to party and those that attended your party, they must have known much about Mohbad's death. They, of course, they know much. Listen. You granted this interview. You conducted this show. This is your voice. This is not AI. This is what you said, and it has series. You called on Esabod platform to say all this. You said it with your mouth. Baby Oku, we take it one after the other. One after the other. We take it one after the other. Don't let us just jump. This is a clearer picture of what really Iyabo. You don't understand? And this case here, we will treat it. If this paper continue to come for me, I'll continue with this case. Nobody can hold my lips not to talk about this lover. Nobody. If this lover continue to come for me, if this lover Iyabo continue to come for me, I will continue to expose. Not when they even told me that Mohbad needed justice, that Mohbad is crying for justice. You don't understand? And to be candid, to be serious, to be factual, it does not make sense for Iyabo Gistlover to keep Mohbad in mortuary and be going up and down. It does not make sense. You don't understand? So now,
I want to sorrow, every that's it's like a norm, yes ma'am. Now, did I read the recordings we did for Mama Didi's Splash, right?
The recording you did for Mama Didi's Splash. If Mohbad's death is natural, if Mohbad's death is not pre-planned, if Mohbad's eye was not if Mohbad's eye is natural, why did you pick camera to record Mama Didi's Splash? What has Mama Didi's Splash got to do with a boy that was spied by a group of people overnight in his house? We'll continue this show tomorrow. We'll continue this show. We'll continue. Join me, share this show, tell everybody that forensic analysis on Mohbad's case is back.
Yeah, kí tó wọ trend again. I'm on transit. Ẹ má bínú. Ìyá mi mo kí gbogbo ilé mo fẹ́ sáré drop ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni. Ṣé rí bí mo ṣe sọ tẹ́lẹ̀? Ọlọ́run ti rí pé ó ti ń rẹ̀ wá ní ìrìn àjò yìí. Ló tún ṣe gbé Lizzy jáde. Ẹ má gbàgbé. Bàbá ti dé ìkóríta, á ṣàgbé èèyàn jáde. Ìgbà tó kọ́kọ́ rẹ̀ wá, ó gbé Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀. Ó bá débì kan. Ó tún gbé Yọ̀mí wọlé. Ó bá débì kan. DDM náà tún wọlé. Ó bá débì kan. Now Lizzy. Because the truth is that àwa tá bẹ̀rẹ̀ kínní ní látilẹ̀, most of us are getting tired. Mo ti dárúkọ VDM. Wọ́n ń gbé àwọn èèyàn jáde nínú ìkóríta to strengthen the movement.
Us.
I dey tell you because Lizzy wà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tẹ́lẹ̀, ó kàn rọra mẹ́nu bà, ó dẹ̀ já kúrò. All of a sudden ni mo wá ń gbọ́ voice note yìí. I am shocked and I'm very, very happy that Lizzy is back. Ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. So her coming back is just to strengthen all of us on this movement. I'm not saying you're not tired. All I said is that ìkóríta ó máa ń gbé èèyàn dìde tí Yọ̀mí nìkan lè rí sọ. Oṣù dé nìyẹn. Ẹ máa ma da petrol sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé ìjọba ti rí Yọ̀mí ní orí panel? Àyàn alábòsí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ nọ́mbà Lizzy.
Kì í ṣe torí ẹ̀ mọ́ mi, kì í ṣe torí ẹ̀.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
Ibo ní ìgbìmọ̀ wọ́n yẹ. Ìyá náà ló máa sọ mà.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹni tó bá mọ direct number Lizzy. Kọ́ bá wa sọ fún wípé kò jọ kó bèrè lọ́wọ́ Ìyábọ̀. Ṣóò tí Mohbad lọ ṣe tán gbé lọ ṣe ní London. A máa rí fídíò. Kọ́jọ́ kọ́ bá wa post fídíò ibi tó ti ṣeré kọ́jọ́. Èèyàn ṣáà lè gbé sáà láti Nàìjíríà lọ sí abroad fún show. Ká má rí fídíò ẹ̀ kankan ní anywhere since 2022. Kọ́jọ́ kọ́ bá wa post ẹ̀ níbi tó ti ń ṣeré. Ṣé O2 Arena ni àbíbo? Ó sanwó fún wọn sanwó fún àti ẹ̀ tí mọ̀ yẹn. Kọ́ tiẹ̀ show wa ní video evidence. Show tí Mohbad lọ ṣe. Number 3, ẹjọ́ tí Lizzy bá ti jáde, Mọ́njọ́lá, ẹ dákun jẹ́ káwa mọ̀. Àwọn wà lórí blue cap lọ títí mọ́ ọ̀ torí eléyìí sìn a máa padà sórí blue app. Ẹjọ́ sísà mi, ẹ ṣáà jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ lórí DM, bóyá ẹ kúkú mọ green app mi, WhatsApp, TikTok. Tó bá ṣáà ti jáde, ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Mo ṣe wá ní comment section, mo kí gbogbo ilé o. Ọ̀pọ̀ ìkọ́ ọ̀sán, ẹ ṣe gan, thank you.
Ọ̀gbìyànjú ọ̀rọ̀ ló délẹ̀ yìí o, ó jágbára wa lọ. Primeboy ti lọ pè yín gan. Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà. Welcome on board sà.
Mo ń gbọ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó lọ fẹ́ kó lè ẹ̀kọ́ pa mí. Ṣé ń gbọ́ yín bìfọ́?
Ó kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ wa. Ẹ mọ̀ pé awọ yàrá tí àwọn Haúsá wa ní yá Ṣìgáùkù. So when we Ṣìgáùkù, we were now looking for person that will help us out of that Ṣìgáùkù yẹn yàrá Ṣìgáùkù.
Number 1 thing ni pé mi ò kí ń like competition ọkọ wa dàní tó fẹ́ override yẹn. Mi ò kí ń like competition ọkọ dàní tó fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí nǹkan tí èèyàn bá sọ. If you are analyzing a colleague, it's nice for her to have a show, to have a time, because any attempt láti sọ̀rọ̀ oye ò fẹ́ hard gan àbò fẹ́ correct nǹkan people might pick hold, so only mo ṣe wọlé. Then secondly, if I should come in and then you start saying what are we going to do next, I'm going to be thinking any problem here, because you would have to start revealing the next line of action based on what she analyzed. Àwọn kan tó dẹ̀ fi ń fa wàhálà náà, because ìbílẹ̀ ìjọba ti gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, okay, ìgbésẹ̀ tó fẹ́ gbé lélẹ̀. So if you come in to come and mi lè máa repeat tó ti sọ, tí mo gbọ́ tí ẹjọ́ sọ ni pé kí náà àwọn kan tá fẹ́ ṣe next. Mo ń gbọ́ Àbújá, mo ń gbọ́ ká mú picture yẹn kan lọ́bì kan, ká kọ́ kí náà yẹn kan lọ. I won't come out here and start saying, okay, that's what we want to do. Even if you come out to say that, some people think it's an idea of pouring funds or seeking money and all of that. And secondly, with my nature, about trust, no comment. I enjoy Biraga. Timbare to we sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí, a ní kò ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ. Timba tún sọ pé okay, nǹkan báyìí la fẹ́ ṣe, ó máa bà nǹkan jẹ́. Mo ṣe stay away. However, that being said, so whatever step we're going to take, I wouldn't want to discuss it here openly. So it's a brilliant analysis and observation she has raised, and it's good to continue. We need more voices. Like I said, a lot of people are going to be coming on board, not even just Liz. A lot of people are going to be coming on board. I'm still going to be dropping another bombshell on Wumi. To my video, to my tag on relevant institutions and individuals on why and how Wumi has a hand in Mohbad's death. All police investigation in Abuja shows Mohbad. I can say it's a collection of people that killed Mohbad. And another thing, very important, I will call it my own personal opinion. I won't call it police stuff. Personal thing may observe is that there is secondary act of evil. Glory Mohbad, saying that he want to go to Loton or to Loton, that probably they used him for rituals. I want to set up another person. I want to hear what leg beton. So I want to talk about funny people. It's unlikely, but the moment the video here by Jadi to Tadura here, Ki Momsi go G Nisari, I will pursue it. If I get 20 years, I will pursue that video. It must come out. Tachiwaju Bashi, next government. Or not tell the match, talk Bashi go only my wole. See, Ashiwaju, but try a lot of Mohbad in the justice before the next election. Because people voted for that. I can't vote for such because voting for such government is that it was a farm of bad. She rubbish with other town here. Better on the country family. And consider because he was murdered in his house and the real suspects were shielded. The whole state command. Means majority of them. But the primary people would have helped the investigation and justice would have been served. So whatever it is they have done, in Timoveke critically to look like Mohbad's death was premeditated, in my own opinion. I get what I'm saying. In committing with him very láti joy. Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ kí ni rationale tí Wunmi tó ń breastfeed tó máa gbé ọmọ oṣù márùn-ún tẹ̀lé Mohbad lọ sí show. I will tell you why, in my own opinion. Ojú owó ilé máa ń là.
Ọkùnrin yomi ẹjọ́ hold on. Ẹjọ́ Sam first kí record ẹjọ́. Nbọ.
Má gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ tí fẹ́ sọ.
Ó yẹ máa sọ, ẹ máa sọ. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì bẹ̀. Administration is
ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì bẹ̀ kí ló fa ìjà wọn. Now, this is it. One of the reasons why in my own opinion, Mohbad's death was premeditated and why the government must bring about justice for Mohbad and curtail such nonsense is because Omowummi was breastfeeding almost tomorrow. It is a night show. It is highly flammable, high risk event from a teenager, come to us or adult, come to us or a baby. So the only reason is because Moto here is rented. With Omowummi and that 5-month-old in the car, Mohbad will have no choice than to return back home. Because Gbogbo ẹrù ọmọ ò lè sínú mọ́tò yẹn. So a good reason. Tí Mohbad bá tẹ̀ láì díà pé wọ́n fẹ́ yanjú òun ní ìjọ yẹn tó máa fẹ́ divert from show yẹn kó sá lọ bòmí. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ padà síbi tí kú ti ń dòde. So they needed somebody to tell him to my force here, to my padà sílé yẹn. And that was why she had to be in that part. And at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, eventually, you will be so surprised that show eventually ma appear in video yẹn tí wọ́n fi pa Mohbad. And another thing, they gbọ́dọ̀ mú sọ́wọ́ sí. So we're very clear. Whether Wunmi has a hand in Mohbad's death, whether Wunmi ló pa gongo, whether truly some external forces played a part
in Mohbad's demise. Emma Tonai. And Darosha played also a key role. Emma Bukulole Loro. So, whatever the case may be, basis for the fight, nobody is actually talking about it. Police will say, and it is quite nauseating. It's an embarrassment, and it's a keg of gunpowder. Social media. It's because we don't even know value for life. They be our time. So majority call Nigeria, because this is a study case that we all should take care seriously. But we are engaging in too much cowardice. When we know the exact truth, if it's going, see, bleeding profusely. There is no way Mohbad will bleed profusely at that show. See, our show organizers here, our security details here, they will not take Mohbad to hospital from that show. Because he wasn't going to be, he wasn't bleeding, that means he wasn't bleeding profusely inside the car. He started bleeding profusely while he was outside. So are they all so inhumane? Because the police mentioned bleeding profusely. So because I don't understand the kind of police, I don't know how you talk about, but therefore this is the speed lani. Elomi lo ṣẹṣẹ ọlọ́pàá nítorí pé kọfẹ máa gba bribe. Elomi bóyá ó ti wò pé kó ṣá máa fìbọn ṣàkàràyàn kiri is a weapon. Armed robbery. Elomi armed robbery ní tẹ́lẹ̀ kan tó force ẹ̀ kó wá ṣe ọlọ́pàá. So ó wò pé
aṣọ ọlọ́pàá bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹlẹ́yà tó ṣiṣẹ́ àndí ni àwòrán ni. Òun same iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe ni but ọkọ̀ púpọ̀ ní legality. Because at the end of the day, báwo lèèyàn ṣe máa bleed profusely? Tẹ́lẹ̀ expect pé ọwọ́ tó ń bleed profusely yẹn láti show. Because there is no way you have a cut and it gets to your vein. No man need delayed bleeding. You just 2-3 hours possible. So at what point did you professionally, our doctors were, at what point did you think for a blood to be coming out profusely? At what point do you think it will start be getting evidence that he married? 99.9 or 101% medical practitioner will say within 30 seconds, tomatini cuts the second layer, which is the vein. Tomatini die again. So I want you worry. What feel like nobody raised alarm. Nobody talked about it. They didn't even branch in any pharmacy or hospital and Korodu. So, Mohbad any gallon again. So, they didn't go what they did. Nothing happened. They stayed there. They know the truth. The government perhaps are protecting maybe one of the political thugs or assassins. And that means your life and my life will continue to be in danger. So voting again for such a government is already donating the life of your child, your relatives, even your life to what befell Mohbad. And that is the reality. Nobody should force themselves to rule over you as citizens when clearly you know they are going to be supporting people that will continue to kill all of you. If we know what they're doing, so it is best for them to look into the matter and say, hey, yo, politics, support our pioneer. Is to bring justice, good governance to people, and bring succor. So, why are we going to be asking for people's votes when the one entrusted with us, we are using it already to cover up to cover for criminals? If this thing should go south, I've been saying this and I'll keep saying this. If it should go south, I only fear for the life of innocent police officers that does not know about this whole mess. Because the pain will be so ignited that ordinary speech with a leader driven by. So the best we can do is we should talk less on social media and find a means to risk our everything by going out to vehemently demand the completion of this investigation so that they arrest the remaining 4 suspects and charge them to court according to the directive of the presidency. If they fail to do that, then we can start looking inward. The presidency got in their body. And that is why I challenged the last time. Now it looks like the president is no longer in power. Because they're just abusing the opportunity he is giving to some people. As if I am the one talking. Just like the way Pharaoh said, Moses it's not Moses. I'm not the one asking for justice. That are innocent. Innocent talents that will go into the music industry. What is the essence of a society where the system cannot protect the vulnerables and cannot give voice to the voiceless? We're not looking for when family members start to say, give justice to our son. We want a system, and you and I are part of the system. So, continue to analyze the latest show. It's a brilliant one. We need more voices. We need more people to come on board. Like I said, I am not an entity. What we should be doing as a human rights organization, we are now doing it. I'm doing less talk now. You understand? Less talk, less visibility. I need to just appear so we're going to be we're in court. And as soon as the cases are signed and trial starts, you will see the activities. We've been able to, we're trying to get the judgment. They need to tell us. Because part of it is the directive of the president that the judge must look into and bank on it, instruct the police to do their job, complete it. Because when directives are given, the professionals assigned to the directive can misbehave, especially when people are throwing money around and they're throwing many phone calls around and say, don't that boss aside the directive of the president and the prosecutor. Not even when there are too many distractions, saboteurs, hijackers, creating unnecessary division and, they often delay if I'm with. Hijack it and disrupt it. And majority of these people that are asking Mbolobade are the enablers. So wọ́n ti ṣe wòlímọ̀ tí wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀, wọ́n ti deceive ara wọn, àwọn làwọn competition, wọ́n ti náà ti dáwó jọ, wọ́n náà ti ọlọ́pàá ti lọ sékòó, wọ́n ti jọ ṣe wòlímọ̀ fún wọn lọ, wọ́n ti tàn wọ́n lọ. The original petitioner Odo sórí case yìí, we started the right way. Wọ́n tún padà wá sínú ẹ̀, wọ́n tún ra ọmọ, just to create that unnecessary diversion, confusion, and saboteur. So we are dealing with some terrible devils because I want to one the case going on. I want to look for rituals. I want to look for rituals. I want to join industry gods. I want to later do all of them. That's why they said to Omowummi that she is complicit. I kept saying, I want to so when she continues to say, maybe she knows what she's saying. But at the end of the day, I will analyze, I will list everything today or tomorrow, and I will publish the video, send to all the embassies, send to all the government institutions, to the police. ṣó jọ pé òun sáré kí Mohbad lè rí ìdájọ́ òdodo ni àbí you were shielding yourself and those responsible, and how does that make you look like olówó nukwe? If within the hours tí nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo activities tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ló ń try láti cover, make it make sense. Mohbad ń bleed, ó ní medical emergency, ó jẹ́ kó gbé lọ hospital, àwọn mẹ́ta jáde lágo mẹ́ta òru, ohun tó lè mú ọkùnrin mẹ́ta jáde lágo mẹ́ta òru tó fẹ́ wá nǹkan tọ́kọ ẹ̀, and they rushed out. It means there is medical emergency. Oh, rush out pẹ̀lú wọn. Oh, ní kó bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé dìgbàdìgbà. Why did they retain him in the house? It's pure evil and wickedness. You wanted him dead. Secondly, why don't you take him to the same hospital? Why can't you as a wife? You want to delay or loss show? So, the next hospital, treat it. Inú ilé yẹn náà ló jókòó sí throughout gbogbo ọjọ́ Monday ó dẹ̀ pé rẹ̀ níyàwó àwọn wèrè kan dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé pé ìyàwó gidi ni o ó jàre Mohbad kò lọ́wọ́ nu kó ẹ̀ o. So you knew people rushed out 3 a.m. They couldn't come with a pharmacist. So ìwọ tó wá jẹ́ ìyàwó ó lè ní àdúrà ó dàn mú bọ̀ ẹ máa ń gbọ́mọ ìdání àbótísùn kò dẹ̀ bọ́ta fún rẹ lọ kò lọ wá ẹni tó máa dóòlà ẹ̀mí ọkọ ẹ̀. If you have no hand, if you cannot do that, are you doing that to support those that have a hand, the industry gods, or yourself, to protect and to cover for what was done? Because it's not making any sense. Throughout the entire day, step out to Losi Pharmacy, step out to Losi Hospital, Kuramed Hospital, Alegbeyin. Despite the fact that immediately within 5 minutes, you had the premonition to rush him to Kuramed. The Kuramed, you could not go out to go and seek their support when he was alive, when they could have revived him, on the 11th. So, because they began to look for nurse right on the 11th. So, prefer to do the nurse to put on our girl day. The third one, which is very evident, was the fact that they rushed Mohbad to 2 hospitals where he was declared brought in dead. 2 hospitals. And then you could not even request that the nurse should be held accountable immediately. Ìwọ tó lè sọ pé kó lọ hold the Primeboy. Ìwọ tó sọ fún ọlọ́pàá pé Primeboy. Ó sọ fún àwa ó pariwo nọ́ọ̀sì tó ti ọkọ rí pé even if I know Primeboy. Primeboy ò gbá Mohbad. She knew pé Primeboy ò fọwọ́ kan Mohbad. Ẹni tó wá kí n kọ́bọ̀ Mohbad lára, you were silent about that person. You did not request that that person should be arrested that day. You now look at the pure evil and the way they are making our justice system and the value for human lives look like. And that is why we have to speak up and fight. Not because Mohbad is going to come back to life, but because a repeat of that would destroy the psyche and the morale of many Nigerians. And it would dent our image and what we stand for as a society. So now, you could be so particular, and that nurse, tí o mọ̀ rí, tí o treat Mohbad rí, kò wọnú ilé yín rí, kò rí Mohbad rí, ìwọ ò rí rí, kò ṣe vitals Mohbad, o ò mọ hospital ẹ̀, o ò mọ ilé ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ kó injection wá. The same injection that you said you were not even there when she administered the first injection and the second one. Orí ẹlẹ́kẹta, only one dáná ni. So that means you could not verify if that particular injection was not packed or it has been adulterated. Yet, you are claiming to us that Baba Okwewade oneki nurse yẹn máa lọlé. Then the fourth one, if your father-in-law, tí wọn náà dẹ̀ refuse ẹ pé nígbà tẹ́ dé police station, you both agreed. You agreed with your father-in-law that you took Mohbad's body to the police station. The question is very clear. which police must quickly, they must have investigated that, but we will have to expatiate on that again. If not, a very strong protest might still come up against the police. Police failed Mohbad when he wrote petition. Again, Lagos State Police Command failed it the second time. Because there is no way you will go and meet police and say, even I want to take police reports for somebody that died. See, your local to investigate. The first thing they will ask you, where did the person die? At home or in the hospital? Where? If you state you took him to the hospital, verbally the police will ask you, where are the doctor's reports, since you took him to 2 hospitals? That is where we will form our own opinion. That means we don't even need to go and interview the doctor. We can go through what he wrote. And there is no way Baba Mohbad will give a verbal analysis of what he was told. Baba Mohbad was not there. He will only say, this is what I observed. A duvet soaked with blood. And blah, 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 blah. There is no way the police would not want to speak to Wunmi, the nurse, Adura, and Darusha. And the question now is this. In all Baba Mohbad's talk, found on the yes, I told you Tolo for a long time, this Baba never said police at that police station interrogated Wunmi, Adura, or Darusha, because there is no way, or even asked for the nurse. The Baba fooled all of you. I was going to speak about it then. Immediately then, I want it Ofun Jawaya. They didn't allow me to speak. If you come for Baba, we'll come for you. But there is no way Baba will come up with that story first. Before you even start writing statements in any police station, police will hear from you verbally. And the moment you speak, the Baba cannot finish talking. Because then the next thing is come and write statements. When the other people that were eyewitnesses are standing, they make police look stupid. And the Lagos State Police Commissioner allowed that to fly. It is nauseating, it is an embarrassment to all of us as a nation. So you come at the police station. I got there, no, the Baba never said police spoke to Wunmi at that police station. So you will say all of that. They will not speak to Wunmi. They will not speak to Adura. They will not speak to the nurse. They will not ask for them. They will just come and write statements. And those ones are there. That is, Nigeria police is not that worse. It is only shameful that the leadership at that time and whoever is backing them up.
Then Uncle Yomi, ẹ má gbàgbé pé Wunmi sọ pé orí social media ló ń ti rí pé wọ́n fẹ́ sin Mohbad.
Àti de ogun yẹn. De ogun yẹn. Gbàtẹ́ ìdìbò yẹn kọ́ tẹ fóònù yẹn má máa kọ́ tó.
Mo wà pẹ̀lú yín, nǹkan tí mo ń tọ́ àti sọ Uncle Yomi ni pé ó parọ́ ó yọra kúrò ní story yẹn kò lóun bá wọn dé station. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bẹ̀rù yẹn sà.
Bàbá sọ pé ó ní tẹ̀lé òun dé sìn kó báwo lè fẹ́ níbẹ̀ báwo lè ṣe lè wọ̀ dé station. Ládùúgbò wọn bẹ̀. Ṣègbúgbà lọ sọ pé kọ́ máa lọ, wọ́n ní kọ́ lọ sí nearest police station. Àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ṣé bàbá nìkan ló máa gbá ambulance ló máa gbó kọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ ni. Gbàtọ́ ìyá wèrè. Àwọn àdìgbà báyìí kọ́ máa rò kú lọ sí Kòròdú, òun náà kọ́ máa rò kú lọ. Oúnjẹ ọ̀dà tẹ́kà ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ìgbàgbé line of thought mi. Adé máa concentrate ẹ̀ báyìí máa ń give analysis. So at that point, àdúgbò bẹ̀ lọ wà. Nígbà tí bàbá yìí mú lámbà lẹ̀, ó ní àwọn gbé òkú lọ sí police station in an apparent attempt wọ́n fẹ́ lọ protest. And I was trying to advise them then that Baba, it is not possible. Nigerian police will still worse to you. One more support Nigerian police. If you go and report a suspicion that somebody was murdered, I was telling them that immediately it becomes a state matter. Immediately you explain yourself. Okay, that is what you observe. You are the father. Okay, that means you are complaining. You are here to complain that you suspect that your son was murdered. Okay, come and write it on statement and they will give you an IPO. Immediately the IPO takes over the case. You made a mistake. You shouldn't have brought the cops here. But all the same, as a father, maybe you carried your son because I want to rush him to hospital or whatever it is. But we will get to that one. The police will take over the body and they will be the one to go and deposit. So there is not going to be any basis for police reports. But if you are seeking administrative assistance, police report, normally police will say, where is the doctor's report? If we can't go to the police to hospital to check the body in the mortuary, and you've already brought the body, it must be accompanied with a doctor's report. Papa make you look stupid. One release okufu in hospital. Osi, Oko, Olapere. And you claim to us that you went to police station with Omowummi, with Adura, with Arosha, Boyiwanta. Owo yin gbo, Papa to we gbo to paro. Owo to ti sọ fún yín pé Mohbad ti kú kó tó di pé kúrò ní Kòròdú. 39 idea pé Mohbad ti kú kó tó kúrò ní Kòròdú. Gbọ̀n kẹ́ jábọ́ sómi láti wà lórí ship lórí odò. Ìgbà tẹ́lẹ̀ statement ìjọba lọ́wọ́ yín bọ̀ tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ kó change ìjọ. At the end of the day, you now claim your hand was shaking and your statement was obtained under caution. Okay, no problem. Your statement was obtained under caution. The question now is this: before you start writing statements, they must ask you questions verbally. Before they draw out their papers to, they want to hear mental problem. And when you give such analysis, they will go straight that where is the nurse? I want to know this Baba never pointed that. They even interrogated Adura, they interrogated Wumi, total junks. Those are the things that we are asking that they should investigate for us. Baba Emma point to police station to law. And then you realize that he has engaged. We are to run we are threatening Baba Neo. We are Baba Gongo Neo Conjo. Maybe Baba Gongo kingpin. But I can tell you for free, he is one of the major syndicates to obstruct justice for Mohbad. If eventually we get to know the role the Baba played, maybe because I cannot still phantom why justice for Mohbad. We got a lead that that girl to get Mohbad, fetish substance is a taboo in Yoruba land. To ba jẹ́ pé gbogbo idea ohun tí àdúrà gbọ́ sọ yẹn. Mohbad ti Mohbad ó larí mọ́lẹ̀ ó ṣe gbá kan. That means pé àdúrà ti rí kó tó di pé wọ́n lọ sin Mohbad sí Kòròdú. The question now is this: if Adura was not involved, why would they allow such a woman to play and say, come and give last respect? Feel me? So another angle, if eventually you knew that was what happened to your brother, because the reason why you will know that his story is genuine is because even the police and the government, they are helping them to shield that video to send the 3 seconds. Could they shape awala shaya bangba? Talo wu ti to ye ka wujade funra ra Ọlọ́run òun ló ti boy yẹn lọ́gbọ̀ngbọ̀n whoever, and they sent it out. Àwọn kan wá ń dúró pé ta lọ lọ́hùn náà, that they are bigger than God, that Mohbad will not get justice. If only you know the minute and time, turn off it. You thought you've covered everything. Go and say it out. What you back to Simbe, but your long shape, táwọn gbarúmọlẹ̀ náà wá gba lẹ́yìn tó kí lẹ́yìn, ìjọ tó bá ti ń sáré gbogbo eré tó anyway èèyàn ní láti máa sọ because èmi ò believe nínú èpè àfi tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe èébú tí wọ́n fẹ́ búyàn àbí tí wọ́n fẹ́ ju ṣọ́ọ̀bù nìkan torí pé àwọn nǹkan bíi ó ti di ègún ó ti di ìran it is naturally is coming back to people. Ohun tí mo mọ̀ nípa life wa àti kámà ni pé àwa la máa ń kánjú jù. Mo ti ṣe àwọn oore kan 10 years back táwọn èèyàn sọ pé irú oore wo ló ń ṣe wo lórí rò ni 10 years after lọ́lọ́run ṣe sọ pé òkè oore tó ṣe ń gbà ẹ̀yà wá gbà nígbà tèmi náà ti lose hope pátápátá tí ò sẹ́bí tí ò sára tí ò sí nǹkan kan and immediately tí ọlọ́run gbé àánú yẹn dìde ìjọ ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé conscience ló le jù lé ayé òun lè yẹ kẹ́ máa bọ̀ ó rán mi létí pé alàgbà ṣé wàá rántí ìjọ tó ṣe nǹkan báyìí òun ló ti ń kẹsàn ẹ̀ mo ní yéè ọlọ́run ọba ó máa rán ẹ létí tó bá jẹ́ ibi náà ló ṣe immediately ló máa rán ẹ létí àwọn oore tó bá ṣe tó yẹ pé òwò pé mi ì lè rí kankan gbà ń bẹ̀ padà mo lè má rí gbà tó bá ti ṣe ó ti dájọ́ sọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ṣèbí wọ́n ti gbàgbé kó ṣoore ńgbà yẹn ìjọ tó bá máa dé ṣé ọmọ tó fọ́ ní jù ni pé láti 2007 okay let me say 2006 but 2007 pé èèyàn ń díje ilé ayé pé èèyàn ń ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú yàn o mo lè fà wọ́n lọ́wọ́ báyìí kó yá lóyìnbó màá mú wọn lọ tó bá ní kí n kà pé mo ti fọwọ́ ara mi owó mi o gbogbo visa mi o orúkọ mi pé mo fi gba visa pa pé mo dẹ̀ mú lọ lóyìnbó màá ṣì ka 5 ọ̀pẹ́ lómi ń tara mi dìde mo bá wọn fight case wọn mo ṣe gbá kan màmá ka bí 40-50 ṣùgbọ́n ọlọ́run ò kádàrá pé gbogbo àwọn tí mo mú lọ lóyìnbó pé gbogbo mo ń sá káàkiri àbí mo wá bí tí máa sùn lóyìnbó ọlọ́run ò kádàrá pé lé àwọn yẹn ni máa sùn gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n wá ń gbà mí sílé àwọn tí mo mọ́ yẹn dé lóyìnbó so ó ṣeré kò gbé ẹ́ ó lọ́wọ́ kankan nù ni tó bá ṣòro fẹ́yàn pupa èèyàn dúdú ló máa padà sán fún ẹ tó bá dẹ̀ ṣèkà fẹ́yàn dúdú ó ṣèkà fún Mohbad sìn tó bá ti ń ṣọ̀dọ̀ wa ni kí justice ẹ ti wá tó bá jọ́dọ̀ Yomi yẹn yẹn ń bàjẹ́ Mohbad ló ń ṣèkà fún omi lórí bó ṣe ìjọ tó wọ́n máa ṣe fún ẹ ó lè jẹ́ orí stroke ló máa wà wọ́n á dẹ̀ máa mú ọmọkan tó pè ní ọ̀gọ́rí ṣé ọmọ tó pè ní ọ̀gọ́rí host.
no sir.
ọ̀gọ́rí
no sir.
ojú yàn máa rí ibi léraléra ọmọ yẹn
dání ò ní lè sáré ara ẹ̀
kú ọmọ yẹn á kú wọ́n kàn sọ pé mọ́tò máa ti la ọmọ kan lórí mọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo èèyàn tó wà ní mọ́tò yẹn èèyàn kọ́ báyìí lọ́mọ yẹn fún orí ẹ̀ fọ́lẹ̀ pò yé òun nìkan ló máa sọ fún lórí stroke tó wà kò ní kú akọ̀gbọ̀n lórí stroke ṣe àyẹn wọ́n á rò lọ sọ́sítù wá tún dá padà kò tí àwọn tó wá kí ò tí ẹsẹ̀ wọn ò tí dá tán orí ìjókòó bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tún mú ní ìsọmọ kejì wá bá wọ́n bá lọ sí bọ́bọ̀ kan kọ́nà àbí kan wọ́n ti yàdé àwọn bíi 8 lọ́dún pa wọ́n lè gbogbo wọ́n lè fún ẹ̀ pa pé ọkọ̀ parọ́ mọ́ wọn ni o yéè mo kú orí ibẹ̀ lọ́dún bá ti gbọ́ wọ́n á tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rẹ̀ lẹ́kùn àwọn pásítọ̀ àtàfà tó wá kí ò tí ì kúrò tán wọ́n á kàn sọ pé grandchild ẹ̀ tọ́nu máa ṣe kinní kan ọ̀nà ọmọ yẹn ní talent gan ó ṣe kinní kan ọ̀nà máa ṣe lọ́ parọ́ ọmọ ṣe lọ́gùn pamọ́ nu kíláàsì àwa wò báyìí pé ìwájú òun ni ìgbà tó bá yá ní gbogbo fámìlì máa kọjú sí pé ìyá bàbá ọ̀dà ẹ̀ pé olórí burúkú ni àjẹ́ ni ẹ wá máa lọ àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ ló bá ìpínlẹ̀ kan pàdé àbíkọ́ dáwọ́ jọ pa àwa máa rántí ijọ́ tóun ṣe tánà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad a máa ní ta lòun kò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ta ló fẹ́ sọ pé ta ló ṣe ara ẹ̀ ló ṣe so kọ́rọ̀ máa pọ̀ jù we're not going to be talking about the steps we're going to be taking gbà tí ojú dúdú là ń oyè yín táwọn ilé àkóyà síbi ẹni tí ó yẹ kó kúrò àgọ́ a máa lọ́wọ́ àpò but ibi òpè ní níṣọlá but pípé ìtẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹn I can't be saying okay this is the step we're going to take is childish going forward we as a body we will take the right step to be necessary and we do it oyè yín àwọn ń sìn yẹn ẹ̀rí gbogbo wọn tó ń bọ̀ tá ń sìn wọ́n ti yẹ kí wọn kò ṣe wọ́n èyí wọn ni pé wọ́n ti rí àárín yín dàrú ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ti bà kéèsì ọlọ́ba wọn ti bà kéèsì gẹ̀ẹ́bí tó wà àwọn tó dẹ̀ máa rán síta wọ́n ti rán wọn síta nothing can be done to Wunmi kò sí justice mọ́ kò sí kankan àwọn tó ní followers jù wọ́n lọ sọ jù yẹn lọ nígbà tí kéèsì lọ láti zone 2 sí pàǹtì tó yẹ pé bàbá gangan wà pẹ̀lú wọn Fámúyìwá Ògún wà pẹ̀lú wọn wọ́n jọ ń ṣe wòlímọ̀ wọn papọ̀ àwọn ò relent and we were able to pursue to this stage àwọn tí àárín wọn kọ́ yọjú gbà táwọn fa kéèsì lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àárín wọn kọ́ yọjú gbà táwọn fa kéèsì zone 2 àárín wọn kọ́ ṣe anything àtúfà kéèsì lọ adáwọn pariwo sí àárín wọn ó wá fún náà after our first arrest lọ́nà àwọn làwọn wà ń di gbogbo ẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn làwọn wà bẹ́gbà tá arrest Dàmọ́lá o the same àwọn host tọ́lọ́hùn ní padà fèrè fún gbogbo wọn nígbà tá arrest Dàmọ́lá wọn ò yọjú pé àwọn làwọn wà ń di same investigation ló gbé Dàmọ́lá o ó wá dorí ìdàrú spending wọ́n bá láwọn làwọn ti ṣe láti yáyé 50 àwọn ti ṣe àwọn làwọn pàṣẹ kọ́ gbé case wa and people are believing them. And I look at it and say, it's enough for me to walk out of this kind of setting. This is becoming embarrassing and childish. Tell about it, I lórí pípé. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la ṣe wá gọ̀ tó? Arrest Dàmọ́lá, ẹ̀yin kọ̀kọ̀lẹ́ ọkọ̀ mú tíọ́rì jáde. Kò sí Àbújá yẹn, kò sí kéèsì Mohbad l'Àbújá o. It's just Yomi Fabiyi's case with Dàmọ́lá and Àdúrà. Àwọn ọ̀dàgbà wọn ní kéèsì Dàmọ́lá tẹ̀ wọ́n jọ gbé yẹn o kéèsì Mohbad ní àwọn làwọn ní kọ́ gbé o ó wá dorí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tí mo ti wà látàn ẹ wá ẹ jáàkì ẹ dáwọ́ jọ torí ẹ fẹ́ gbàràdà ẹ̀yin lẹ́tí wà ń bẹ̀ látàyè Mẹ̀túsẹ́là at the end of the day ẹ bà kéèsì yẹn jẹ́ because I can't allow them to hijack when I know a major part of them want to throw away the case only few of them no interest in the justice for Mohbad. Well, I feel they are traveling with delusion of grandeur because it's incomparable. You cannot compare what a human rights organization would do with what selective people that are not allowed under the law to do. I mean, they call Larry because I'm the poster boy. But then we don't very worry. She don't come around NGO. Me see to no shine you me oh no, very body you ahead of me. Go on, this year now. I mean, I'm risk life for me, but I'm not doing it to favor myself. I'm doing it so that it can better the lots of everybody. I once saw the pathway to fame, notoriety, or whatever it is. But that is over now. We will start a new course, and and justice will come from Mohbad. But come out for one record. What area Konika look good I get at what to follow. We're not even humble. Me, already ayé mi ò humble mo ń lọ káàkiri mo ń lọ platform mo ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi wọ́n fẹ́ rán mi lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹni tó fẹ́ rán mi lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n mo tún dáríjì lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ without no hold back mo tún bá wọn sáré nǹkan tó lè ṣe fún ẹ nítorí nǹkan tẹ́ni ẹ bá ṣerú ẹ̀ fún wọn wọ́n máa ké pa ni wọ́n máa ṣàṣìkú ni èmi mo tún sáré
very mistaken
ànẹ́ni yóò ní ṣubú sẹ̀ èmi yẹn náà mi ò humble tó bá tún máa humble nǹkan ẹ máa fẹ́ pọ̀n mi kiri ẹ máa túnú ẹ pọ̀n mi ẹ máa kẹ́yìn ẹ pọ̀n mi ẹ wo mo wo kan ní wèrè kan tí kiri kan fíìmù àbí kiri kan nígbà tó máa gbé picture jáde ó dàbí kíní tó fi ń kún ẹbọ ìkà ẹ bá wo orú yẹn mọ̀ pé òṣì àtòrí burúkú ó gba visa ló láìpẹ́ ẹ̀ ní òṣì ó ní deeper life gan múra bẹ́tà jù lè lọ ó dàbí aláǹbẹ̀rẹ̀ oníṣẹ́ náà wọ́n tó lọ́nà bí ọ̀nà kékeré kan ó ní máa rí rí o tí máa lọ lu àwọn olùdìbò ní location kan pè ní ìwúrádà mo nírú àwọn ilé ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń wá olè ó tún fowó ra fóònù ṣẹ̀bẹ́ ọ̀kan ní òbèrè fóònù bíi tí fóònù tẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ orílẹ̀ ogójú ògbó lọ àṣewèrè alọ́nilọ́wọ́ gbà ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lọ kẹ́yìn wèrè ságbà ó ní wò rè ó dàbí kúlẹ̀ orí bẹ́ẹ̀rì mo ní sọ́wọ́ rè ojú mi ló gbó ògbó mi ògbó mo ní ọwọ́ ló kú ó ṣe oríṣiríṣi mo ní èmi kọ́ ló kú kéèyàn tiẹ̀ lọ kéèyàn dé ti òkú bá ti ti wọ́n ní wàhálà òkú ọjọ́ méje kan fà ìgbìmọ̀ àmọ́ ní alórí púpọ̀ gbọ́ ọkọ̀ máa sásẹ́yìn kámẹ́rà ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́ni tó lógo mo fi ọlọ́ọ̀bà fúdà ní ìfẹ́ mọ iye ọmọ tó máa jáde lára ẹ̀ kò lè ní 1/10 iye àtòkò tí mo ní wọ́n láyé ó tiẹ̀ lanu ó sọ ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú ní ìmọ̀ tó sọ lórí mi ò gbọ́ rí o wọ́n ló sọ burúkú ó pè mí lólè oṣù wa kan tó máa fi jáde láyé wọ́n máa kí gbólè láwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ lójú ẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n máa sun wọ́n wájú ẹ̀ ni. owó orú èmi sùn fún ọmọdé tí mo ti ń bíi orúkọ mi bọ̀ mo wá ń fi ẹ̀mí mi lẹ̀ mo ń ṣe kinní kan kílẹ̀ ń dá tẹ̀ sọ pé ó ń jalè lórí ẹ̀ ládùúgbò gbogbo ọmọ ṣe yẹn tọ́ba tiẹ̀ ń sọ ẹ̀yìn onífọ́pọ́ lọ́wọ́ pé ládùúgbò nǹkan tẹ́ni ṣe ṣáà lẹ́rìí ọkàn ni èèyàn kan máa sọ fún Yomi kò wà straight forward kílẹ̀ ń ṣe tí mi ò fi wà straight forward ṣe máa ya dúró kan tí mi ò tiẹ̀ bọ́ta béèrè owó ẹ̀ tí mo ti ṣe wèrè kan máa tọ accountability wọn kó kinní kan fún ẹ̀rọ orí rárá ni. You are making it look like you are donating to your family when it is fun to an NGO. Màá máa jókòó bíi bẹ́ẹ̀ pálọ̀ NGO fún imú wàánu sáà rubbish. You look at progress and results. Ẹjọ́ òmùrè ẹ máa sọ wáyé di detective anti-fraud àbí EFCC. Ẹ̀wọ̀n tó kúrò lórí ẹ̀wọ̀n owó tó rà wọ́n lọ́wọ́. Fóònù tó rà yẹn ìròyìn ìbànújẹ́ ló máa fi máa gbà. Púpọ̀ tí púpọ̀ kò ní lóye yẹn. Because it's pure nonsense. Tọ́ba tiẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wèrè àwọn kan máa dáwọ́ jọ fún yín ẹ bá lọ búyọ̀ mi. Ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn tó rọ yín yẹn ayé wọn ti bàjẹ́. Àwọn èèyàn lákọ̀ láyé ọkùnrin káàkiri wọ́n máa ṣe pé wọ́n ṣàlè popular lórí TikTok lórí justice ọgbà agídí lọ́ fi wà. Wọ́n ṣe rírìn kiri bí gbóná. Lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kí ọ ṣí àwọn èèyàn máa dá lóhùn. From I want to be maintaining what I say yes or no. Ọmọ wa tí o go humility wèrè orí mi. Ṣé ọmọ ọmọ kan tó ń pè humility? Ohun táwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n Joseph ṣe títí. Ẹni tí ò ṣe gbéraga, àwọn orí gbéraga, wọ́n ń ṣèkà sí. Ṣé gbéraga náà ló fi di prime minister? Káwọn fi wà bí tọ́ wà. Ebi pa àwọn wèrè kú dé Egypt ni. Àwọn wèrè. Ọba jẹ́ kó ní ẹ pé mo wá justice mo bẹ́ẹ̀ justice omi kò máa fojú mi gbolẹ̀ ẹni àwọ̀ wọ́n gan fúnra ẹ̀ gan ó kéré tí mi industry o. Táwọn tí ó dàbí àwọn ìgbín tó fi ń bo òòṣà. Nígbà tó wọ́n tẹ̀lé sí ẹ bọ́ báyìí máa ń ṣe nu fíìmù lẹ́yìn pé tàbá ní nǹkan nu fíìmù báyìí máa fọwọ́ bọ ojú báyìí mo fọwọ́ bọ ojú ní pé kẹ́hìn tó ló ń bú mi rè. Ó dà ẹ máa láǹbẹ̀rẹ̀. Òun ló pè ní labalábá ni mo ní láì ṣe labalábá. Nínú kú wèrè. Wèrè wá wórúkọ bí olóhùn fi mí màbí kiri kan. Wọ́n fẹ́ borí burúkú yìí o.
Ìdèzí.
Wọ́n lò jáde wọ́n sábà.
Ìdèzí.
Ó dàbí ìdánwò wọn lò lára. Ó ní ṣáà tó dàgẹ́. Tó máa jáde láyé tó máa jáde lára ẹ̀ tó máa tóbi láyé. Ó ẹ mọ̀ pé kò ṣe gbóyàn tó bá lókìkí lẹ́mọ̀ máa kọlù torí ẹ̀ ṣe àgbógbó ẹnu. Èwo lórí burúkú tẹ̀ ń ṣe? Bó ṣe wà yẹn díẹ̀ máa ṣomi tó máa fi jáde láyé ni. O kò ní gbé. Idun ẹ máa súnkì. Gbogbo idun ẹ máa súnkì. O kò dọ̀tí ló máa dó lórí burúkú. Under gift fún ike máa insult irú èmi ládùúrú wàhálà tí mo ṣe yẹn ẹ ò lọ́kọ́ lé ní àbó léèyàn gidi tó ti bẹ́ẹ̀ sùn rí ẹ fòṣì ẹ ṣòṣì mọ́wọ́n mi ò ṣe àpẹẹrẹ táwọn akọ̀ṣe tó kọ́ nítorí o láìṣẹ̀ láìrò mi ò jalè mi ò jí kankan òun jí pè mí lólè láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù lọ́sàn-án lálẹ́ àwọn sẹ́wọ̀n ní ẹni tó pè mí lólè lélẹ̀ kò sí kan tí ò fi mi wé tán. Olójú wa ní tí àwọn ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ yà papọ̀ wèrè funfun. Sọ́ńpọ̀nà bá ṣàwé ní títì kọ́ pàdé nínú ìyẹn kọ́ máa nà ọ́ bọ̀ díẹ̀ wọnú mọ́tò. Àmọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ pé alágbàákò kó má náwó pé èmi rẹ̀ òfin mi àgbákò lórí oṣoorí burúkú mi lórí TikTok.
Mr. Mita nìyẹn
olórí burúkú kan fún mi ó dàbí so Chinese.
Tani ẹ bọ́ọ̀sì.
Àníwèrè kan lọ́sẹ̀ ní fíjẹ̀ sí mi lára fídíò báyìí báyìí jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ kí lélẹ̀. Délé lọ fún dìbì France ni. Ẹ jẹ́ gbé lọ sí. Oníṣẹ́ kan ṣe ni.
Mo jẹ̀wọ́ pé ọkùnrin mi yá ti fíìmù ni.
Ẹ mọ̀ kó wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ bá àwọn nǹkan báyìí but àwọn ẹ̀ máa ń sí ọ̀rọ̀ kan lára fún ìjẹun. Ṣé paná ojú kan tọ̀kọ́lẹ̀ tó máa bú mi máa wọ́n báyìí pé kí gbogbo àgbákò yìí. Ẹlòmíì tó ti borúkọ jẹ́ alóhùn ìgbà irú wèrè wo ni. Ẹlòmíì tí ò níran àmọ̀ ya àmọ̀ bàbá àmọ̀ àbúrò àmọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n alóhùn fẹ́ máa bèrè ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọdún èmi òun fẹ́ máa yẹ̀mí lọ́wọ́ wò ó bẹ̀ ti ṣí kámẹ́rà orí burúkú ló gbé yẹn náà. Débi ní ẹ̀fí láìpẹ́ ìjà fún ọ́bí. This absurd.
Very absurd.
Olé ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n bú torí ẹlẹ́gì tó fẹ́ ni mo sì fẹ́ bólí tọ̀hún torí ẹni tọ̀ náà lẹ́gì.
Wíléèjì ònàwẹ́dọ̀ jàre ẹ bá mi ká mọ̀ ọ̀gá mi. Thank you plant lover, thank you.
Wọ́n lọ́ máa jà kàgbákò. Wàá ti ronú pé ìwọ náà mi ò dẹ̀ dá o. Ṣé mi lọ́gbọ́dọ̀ bọ̀ pé mò ń bú èèyàn tó lókun? Ó dàbọ̀, ẹ bá jẹ́ ṣe ilé tí.
Ọmọ Njọ́lá kí ló dé ẹ rà.
Mo rò pé ògùn yọ̀bí bẹ́ẹ̀ fi hàn wá ní ṣí kámẹ́rà ẹ̀kan lẹ́.
Èmi ò mọ ọ́nà ó ti ní ìtẹ̀sí ní pé eléyìí máa kó fáírọ́ọ̀sì máa fóònù mi o. Ẹ wo bí ká máa rán àkókò búrú àwa ẹ̀yọ́ lórí burúkú tẹ̀ ń pè mí kúkú ìfúnrún wọn. Ẹni kọ́kọ́ sẹ́ni píkṣọ̀ wọn sí kẹworú kẹ bèrè sí wò kẹ dá fásitì pẹ ṣé eléyìí kan tiẹ̀ gbádùn nú ayé.
What a lovely Monday.
Ẹ máa wo sóbí ó ju àwo sóbí ẹ wá fẹ́ gbẹ́bọ ẹbọ ọ̀kà kí ni gbogbo orí ilé láìpẹ́. Àṣé fọ́ọ̀nù ọ̀gá oníwèrè. Alọ́gbọ́lọ́ tó má lọ kó owó yẹn ayé òyàn tẹ o. Ló bú sọ ẹwẹ jẹ máa lọ.
Ọkùnrin yìí.
Ó dàbọ̀.
Tade Mala kò fẹ́ wá báyìí. Tade, I don't accept you. I know say na Uncle Yomi carry you come here.
Wà á bá mi ẹfẹ nílẹ̀ alágbárí ni.
Uncle Yomi ẹ dúró ná, Uncle Yomi ẹ dúró ná.
Ẹ láìkì.
Uncle Yomi ẹ dúró ná. Ẹ bá àti kúrò lórí ẹ̀, mo fẹ́. Àyíká tí mo ti mọ Uncle Yomi, èní ni mo gbé fún yín 100% ọlọ́run. Ọkùnrin mi mo fẹ́ play àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn fún yín kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa wọn.
Ọlọ́pàá èwo?
Àwọn ọlọ́pàá.
Play ọlọ́pàá
Nigerian police.
Alágbárí ni.
Irọ́ ọlọ́run ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó sọ.
Ẹ kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ nu sọ ọlọ́pàá wò.
Òyìnbó wọn ti pọ̀ jù.
Ọlọ́pàá wò.
Òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀ jù.
Ọlọ́pàá wò.
Sá àwọn ọlọ́pàá ni update wọn tó ṣe fún wa ni.
Nígbà wo?
Ó dà pé
first update táwọn ọlọ́pàá kọ́kọ́ fún wa nígbà tí
ọlọ́pàá ṣe fún wa ni wọ́n ṣe gbé wá fún mi lẹ́yìn ni.
Mo ti try to mo ń jẹ́ lóluwà. Mo ti try to.
Ọ̀gbìn mi ó dà lo 10 minutes péré. 10 minutes.
Ṣé mo yẹ kí wọ́n sọ fún mi fábíà sí? Mi ò ń lọ sórí bí.
Appearance ti ní towó lọ. Ó jowó lọ. Ẹ bá mi rán Kúyọ̀mí gift.
Ẹ má ti lọ Kúyọ̀mí. Ẹ fún wa ní new lead náà. Tẹ́ bá ti fún wa ní new lead, àwọn èèyàn tó máa ganu sí lọ.
No. Mo gbọ́dọ̀ bá mo value ara mi because appearance bá lọ sí station sí.
Ẹ̀yin wo?
Wọ́n fún wa lẹ́bí lòkun, wọ́n fún wa.
Kúyọ̀mí. Ẹ̀yin ti kúrò nínú ẹni tó ń rí fìn. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́. Ẹni bá rí yín bí kò ní ìpìlẹ̀ mọ́.
No, ìyẹn jẹ́ ti gbègún sórí ara ẹ̀. Ìyẹn ti gbègún sórí ara ẹ̀ lórí gbogbo.
Gentlemen of the press, you will recall that the unfortunate death of Iyabo aka Mohbad, on 12th September 2023 triggered widely held suspicions of the circumstances of his death and allegations of complicity of some personalities in the process. In consequence, I inaugurated a special investigation team with the main task of undertaking a detailed, professional, fair, transparent, rule of law guided, and evidence-led homicide investigation. The end goal of this initiative is not only to unravel the circumstances of the singer's death, but to deliver justice for Mohbad. While inaugurating the special investigation team projected a 2-week timeline for the perfection of the police interim investigation report, with the assurance that members of the public will be kept abreast of investigative progress as much as legally and professionally permissible. I can today confirm that the police interim investigation report is now ready, and this media briefing is being undertaken in fulfillment of our assurance to keep the Russians, Nigerians, and indeed the international community abreast of the status of the case. This briefing therefore focuses on police investigative actions since the investigation commenced, the interim findings on the strength of facts and of evidential facts so far established, and grounds pending further actions in guiding the investigation to conclusion. The investigation process was directed at addressing two fundamental questions. Firstly, what are the immediate chain of events that occasioned the death of Mohbad? Secondly, who are the actors that could, within the context of extant criminal law and procedures, be evidentially held criminally liable, either individually or jointly for the death of Mohbad on 12 September 2023. In addressing the later components of these questions, due investigative actions were focused on the allegations of possible complicity in the death of Mohbad by Abdulaziz Adesina, aka Naira Marley, and Samson Elifola Balogun, aka Sam Larry, who both were widely alleged in the social media of conspiring to serially bully and assault the deceased in his lifetime. It also focuses on allegations of the social media that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency could be complicit in his death following a viral video in which the late singer raised the narrative of his experience while in custody of the agency prior to his death. The intent of this component of the investigation is to establish if there is any evidential proof to circumstantially or directly link the allegations against Naira Marley, Sam Larry, and NDLA to the event Mohbad on 12 September 2023. Police investigative actions. Following the inauguration of the special investigation team, detectives have undertaken the following actions and covered the underlisted investigative grounds. 1. Identification and interview of vital witnesses. As of today, a total of 26 vital witnesses, including the complainants, have so far been identified and interviewed, and statements recorded by detectives from them in aid of investigations. These include the following. Mr. Aloba Joseph Oluwabamiwo, the father of the deceased. Mrs. Abosede Aloba, mother of the deceased. Mrs. Kolawole Kemi Bose, deceased sister. Miss Aloba Blessing Oluwashiu, deceased sister. Mr. Aloba Adura Abedi Shedrack, deceased brother. Mrs. Cynthia Adebanjo, deceased wife. Miss Sheyi Awoluga, deceased manager. Miss Adeyemo Oluwazife aka Darosha, deceased personal assistant. Mr. Ajishegiri Sultan Ayobami, deceased DJ. Olarewaju Idris Adedoja, deceased personal photographer. Mr. Idris Usabi, deceased friend. Aderinto Ademola aka Adewes, deceased friend. Mr. Adeyemi Olamide, deceased friend. Oladapo Oreoluwa aka Lifestyle, deceased friend. Adesoya Adebiyi Dolapo aka Ajesin, deceased friend. Fidelis Esabon is the driver to the private ship that the deceased hired to attend the concert in Ikobodu on 10 September 23, and in an attempt to pump Ibrahim during their physical product, Mohbad hit and broke the rear side glass, causing him injury on his right hand. For those of you that would be interested in, can look at the picture. That's a picture of the damage that led to the injury on Mohbad. Okay, you can circulate. Mr. Soso Soberekom is the show promoter who invited Mohbad to perform at Ikorodu to promote his products, the General Bitters, on the night of 10 September 23, where the fight that led to the injury and subsequent change of events started from. He has given detailed statement. I'm doing it now. Engineer Chinaka Jesse is the deceased neighbor whose vehicle was.
Mommy Monjala.
Miss Fajulube Semitope, Miss Abbas Aminat Sabiola, and Mr. Oluwajobi Emmanuel.
Now, ẹ ti gbọ́ gbogbo orúkọ tó dárúkọ. Wọ́n tún padà parọ́ mọ́ Primeboy náà nínú ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn ọlọ́pàá sọ ni.
Please, ẹ jẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́mì Monjola ẹjọ́.
Okay ma, okay ma.
Ẹjọ́ kí ló pe ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí sí, kí ló pe Darosha tó ní mo gbọ́. Ẹjọ́ ta ló rántí nǹkan tó kà ń bẹ̀ yẹn tó ní Darosha ṣe jẹ́ sí Mohbad.
Ó ní ṣé manager
kó pe Darosha ní cousin.
Ó ní personal assistant ẹ̀.
Personal assistant ló pè ṣé ní pé náà tún pa ń bẹ̀ yẹn.
Ẹ dá padà lọ síbi dìẹ́ndì yẹn.
Okay.
The musicians that performed at the same events in Ikorodu on that night, engineer Chinaka Jesse is the deceased neighbor whose vehicle was used to pass, causing him injury on his right hand. For those of you that have Idris Adedoja, deceased personal photographer, Mr. Idris Busadu, deceased friend, Ademinto Ademola aka Adewes, deceased friend, Mr. Adeyemi Olamide, deceased friend, Oladapo Oreoluwa aka Lifestyle, deceased friend, Adesoya Adebiyi Dolapo aka Ajesin, deceased friend, Fidelis Esabon is the driver to the private ship that the deceased hired to attend the concert in Ikorodu on 10 September 23, and in an attempt to punch Ibrahim during their physical brawl, Mohbad hit and broke the rear side glass, causing him injury on his right hand.
Now, ẹjọ́ jẹ́ kí n sáré wọlé láàrin ibẹ̀ yẹn. Lọ sí mi pé aṣọ tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó fi declare Mohbad Primeboy wanted ní nǹkan tó kàn bí. Because me have not seen any reason nínú nǹkan tó kà yìí tó fi máa declare Primeboy wanted. Because ẹ má jẹ́ kí ẹ kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ náà ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ta ló fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ mi ṣá? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ṣá?
Yes, we can hear you, ma. I'm going, ma.
I'm going.
Ẹjọ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, Tádé Monaco ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ti gbọ́.
Mi máa kí ló fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, àwọn ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan.
Ó yá Tamade ẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
Iye ṣebí mo ti sọ mo ní wọ́n tún purọ́ wọn ní ẹni tó jẹ́ cousin ẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ so ẹni tó ń ka kínní wọ́n tún purọ́ pé Dawuza is a personal assistant. Why they didn't declare then that Dawuza is a cousin? So àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nírọ̀ yẹn ti ń bọ̀ tọkàn tó jọ just like that.
Because wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe, sísá mi wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe.
This guy with dreadlocks, yeah? Ibi tẹ́mi ti fura sí láti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìgbà tí màmá wọn, queen mother wọn, tí ó sign condolence kìíní tó ń sign. Ó lẹ̀ mọ́ lẹ́yìn pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́. Anyway, tó bá ń lọ, ó lẹ̀ mọ́ ibẹ̀ ni mo ti sọ pé who is this guy? Do you want to tell me that nobody saw him? Yeah.
That Ade West is everywhere. Everywhere. Not until ìgbà tó wá sórí show, àti tó open TikTok live. Táwọn èèyàn bombard ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú question nígbà yẹn tẹ́ pé ó ń gbọ̀n kó lè sọ̀rọ̀. Kò mọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ mọ́. Àsìgbà yẹn láti rí bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn mọ́. But before then, he is everywhere around that Mohbad case. Where is he now? And gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n mention, tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá mention pé they are suspects, they are this. Is there anywhere àbí anyway tí wọ́n investigate gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n dárúkọ yìí? Cause a gbọ́ pé wọ́n investigate, wọ́n mú Primeboy, wọ́n mú Mali, wọ́n mú gbá. Àwọn tó kù níbo ni wọ́n ti investigate wọn? Cause with all this orúkọ tí wọ́n Mirias paperwork tọ́kọ̀ kọ pé okay jẹ́ ká lọ gbé fún àwọn pípù yìí kó fi bo òótọ́ mọ́lẹ̀ so that
ẹjọ́ ta ló ń sọ̀rọ̀? Ta ló ń sọ̀rọ̀? Ṣé mo wà ọdún bùbá ìṣá? Ọ̀nà mo ń béèrè ṣé mo ń gbọ́ mi ṣá? Can anybody hear me? Ẹ̀dẹ̀ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Okay. So yẹ ẹja sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn ọlọ́pàá yìí. Adé West, mo fẹ́ wá píṣọ Adé West ni o. Píṣọ Adé West mo fẹ́ ní kí n wá lọ. If stitches. Mo ń bọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń wá píṣọ Adé West lọ mo ń bọ̀. Mi ì jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ní. Ìsúnmi ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ìsúnmi ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ì máa gbọ́ káwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́. What took yálò yẹn sọ̀rọ̀? Kí lẹ rí sí ìdájọ́ àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn?
No, ṣé mọ̀ pé ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ Primeboy ti wọlé tó fi di pé wọ́n declare ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ̀rọ ti second corona inquest ta lọ? Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti declare pé Primeboy pé kí wọ́n lọ arrest Primeboy. Wọ́n ti sọ ní second corona inquest. Ẹ lọ wo déètì yẹn. Wọ́n ti sọ ní second corona inquest. Ìgbà tó sọ tí wọ́n rí pé wọn ò fẹ́ gbé ìgbésẹ̀, òun ni wọ́n kúkú wá sọ pé kí wọ́n declare ẹ̀ wanted. Bí ti Primeboy ṣe wọlé nìyẹn tó ṣe jẹ́ pé Primeboy òun ni wọ́n kọ́kọ́ gbé nínú everybody.
Wọ́n ti arrest ti Primeboy kó tó di pa ṣe corona ma.
No, a ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe corona kan náà ṣe bí Wùnmí ti lọ. Ẹ lọ wo rẹ́kọ̀dù yẹn. Tẹ́ bá sì ní ẹ lọ wo rẹ́kọ̀dù yẹn. A ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe corona, a ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe bóyá ọkọ̀ àbí méjì. Ó ti lọ sí court, Wùnmí ti lọ sí corona inquest. Wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ question lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Gbogbo bọ́dẹ̀ ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ question.
Wùnmí ló kọ́kọ́ sọ, Wùnmí àti DJ Bami ló kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀.
Òun náà ni mò ń sọ. òun ni mò ń sọ gbogbo ìgbà yẹn òun ni wọ́n orúkọ.
before corona mọ́mí kíní àní before corona ní sẹ́ẹ̀ kò pẹ́ rárá sígbà yẹn rárá wọn ò tí ẹ̀ zoom
ẹ wò wọ́n tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ anything rárá náà ti kọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ anything rárá náà ti pèsè Primeboy wọ́n tẹ̀lé kọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ anything rárá wípé bóyá wọ́n sí lè ní kojú bí ijọ́ kejì àbí ijọ́ kẹta tí wọ́n sin náà ti gbé wọ́n tẹ̀lé lórí Primeboy ọ̀tẹ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ anything rárá gbà yẹn. Wọ́n flag gan ni o wàláì wọ́n flag ṣé ká má wàá sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ rárá ni.
no matter nǹkan tí èèyàn lè sọ the only solution now is to come out because gbogbo tabaṣe analysis o tó bá yá tó bá ti rí ọwọ́ táwọn èèyàn tún ń gbé ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń try láti ríbi wọlé sáwọn èèyàn lára ẹ máa wòran ìwọ̀nba ìrora eléyìí tí Lizzy ṣe tó tún já ginger everybody jáde ń sìn ẹ máa wo ọ̀nà tí wọ́n tún máa gbà bọ̀tọ̀ lọ́hùn-ún dàmú.
àwọn náà máa ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn náà máa ń play card ni Lizzy wá sọ̀rọ̀ kan nǹkan tí ò ní jẹ́ kí Lizzy bá lọ stop lójú ọ̀nà tó wà ó máa dùn mí gan. Lizzy ní pé
tí. nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé àwọn èèyàn ti ń tàgì ẹ̀ pé kó go beyond analysis tó ń ṣe ó ní capacity ó ní ability àti lè.
ó ní kó lọ kọ ó ní kí gómìnà ọ̀ṣun kó lọ kọ petition 100 wá ó lọ máa dáhùn.
iye tí ẹ̀ tó bá mọ̀ yìí pé lóòótọ́ òun náà fẹ́ dúró in discourse kó try ibi tó bá lè support àwọn èèyàn tó bá dúró tó jó lóòótọ́ o kò ń ṣe àwọn tó bá sọ pé kó lọ ṣe protest tó jẹ́ pé ìjà náà máa bá bọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àbòsí òun náà máa bá bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ ó ní ọkàn láti ṣe bó ṣe yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe kó support movement ló kù ṣe rí gbogbo going back yìí we are just revisiting what is the action wo ni I put in place tí nǹkan tó kù sí action ló kù because gbogbo tẹ̀ sọ ẹ wo adúrú èèyàn tó wà lórí láyìn lẹ́nìí close to 300 people ló wò.
Over 4,000 people ló wọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀ mà. Mo bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n wo ìyàwó tó wọ́ọ̀ṣì sí.
How many people ló ti reduce sínsìn? Ìgbà tí Mr. Yomi ti drop, wọ́n ti drop because cliché pọ̀. Wọ́n wá gádà anything tó bá lè gádà. Àwọn blogger náà máa wà níbẹ̀ tó fẹ́ cut party tiwọn. Everybody, is that what we will keep doing? Òun kọ́ la máa continue láti máa ṣe náà. Action speaks. Ọlọ́run tó ní pé kí mátà yẹn tún dìde á gbé àwọn kan dìde tó máa sọ pé ó yá ṣé movement ni ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe movement la nídìí sí o mi I will not gbogbo akọ̀mọ̀ rojọ́ máa waste data waste time do everything possible.
ara ẹjọ́ náà ni justice wà mà ibẹ̀ láti máa rí gbèsè ara ẹjọ́ yẹn náà lọ àwọn. A fi ilẹ̀ síbẹ̀ a lọlé a tún máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ ṣé wọ́n bá wọn take action àwọn wo gan ni wọ́n lọ fèsì wọn ká tẹ̀ sọ pé protest ò tí ì wáyé àwọn wo náà lọ revisit matter níbi tó wà tó bá ní òkè àwọn èèyàn wà níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń revisit kí ni latest update láti oyè ọjọ́ tó ti lọ visit because ṣẹ́rí tó wà lẹ́yìn owó ló lè ṣe owó ni a kàn ń tọra wa pé owó ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ ni owó máa ṣiṣẹ́ because àwọn ẹni tá à ń sọ yìí owó ni wọ́n ń believe pé àwọn máa fi ṣe everything possible tí kìíní justice yẹn ò fi ní jáde but èmi mọ̀ pé lágbára Ọlọ́run ibi tí Ọlọ́run máa ti gbà mú ìdájọ́ yẹn kò hàn sí anybody for now but gbogbo wa kàn try a kàn fẹ́ try best wa to see how far we can go so that Ọlọ́run ká rí i pé everybody ti gbìyànjú ayé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọdé yìí náà millions of Nigeria wọn ò mọ̀ náà wọn ò mọ̀ but kí ló ń ṣe wọ́n ṣe pé nítorí àwọn ọmọ wa náà èèyàn mọ ibi tí wọ́n wà ṣé ìjọ́wọ́ ni mo ti gbọ́ gbọ́rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ mi ìjọ́wọ́ àwọn kan ṣàlọ́ máa wà pẹ̀lú kó tó di pé èèyàn máa pè wọ́n èèyàn máa ní interaction pẹ̀lú àwọn tó bá kọ́kọ́ rí àwọn ní fámìlì wọn òun là ń jà fún kò ń ṣe nítorí Mohbad gangan fúnra rẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn kàn misinterpret kìíní yẹn wọ́n lọ ń create division ìwọ bàbá
ìwọ public ìwọ Wùnmí kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé lóòótọ́ ohun kan ni kí ni ìdẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí Wùnmí ni Wùnmí ò bọ́ta ọjọ́ kankan sọ pé true.
Dada Sola, you're welcome.
Mommy Maggie, Mommy Queen, Ekwataro. Sherry, again. Yes, ma. Sherry, Lizzie, Lizzie ò lè ṣe ju tó ṣe yẹn lọ. Pé bóyá nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn mọ̀ ni pé ó gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe ń hì sí yóò kóńgà yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn tí ó máa lọ sábà tó máa help ẹ̀. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi mà? Gbogbo àwọn tí ó máa lọ sábà tó máa help ẹ̀ láti cover up ó ní àti tí woman yẹn ò bá mọ̀ àwọn yẹn lóyìn yẹn fẹ́ máa já dé pé tó bá dọ́dọ̀ ru yín báyìí pé kè má wọrí màá bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ọlọ́pàá sọ̀rọ̀ tó ti yẹ yín nílé accepted ẹ̀ torí pé tí wọ́n bá ti fi rí yín mọ́ yín ó ti di wàhálà fún ẹ̀yin nìyẹn tó ti yẹ yín àwọn tí yẹn fẹ́ já lẹ́yìn tí Lizzy fẹ́ já lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ nìyẹn.
Lizzy ti sọ Lizzy ní tóun bá rí ẹni APC kankan pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ báyìí.
Àwọn tó fẹ́ já lẹ́yìn ọdẹ pé kò síbi tó máa ní ìrànlọ́wọ́ kankan àwọn tó bá dẹ̀ ti jágo ó kéé sìn ẹ worú federal man ọlọ́pàá tí wọ́n yọ kúrò ń bẹ̀ ó lóun ti mọ̀ pé yóò lọ wọ́n ti ń sọ pé ó máa lọ ó ní gbogbo case tóun ní òun abandon òun ò gbé lọ síwájú ẹ̀ nítorí pé òun ti mọ̀ pé mọ̀dà ó ní àwọn IPO yẹn wọ́n lè fẹ́ máa ṣe dáadáa tẹ́lẹ̀ ọkọ máa ṣiṣẹ́ lọ wọ́n kàn pé ó ní pé federal man person no IG do like this o do like wọ́n máa já òun tán pé IG ti ń gbàbọ̀ ìṣó tí yẹn ló fà wò pókè gbogbo kéèsì tóun ní òun ti abandon ni nígbà tóun ti ń gbọ́ pé tó bá yá ó máa kúrò ńbẹ̀ ṣó tí yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tí ìyẹn fẹ́ ṣe nígbà anybody tó bá jẹ́ tó gbójú síta àbí tó kàn yìí tó kàn gbọ́ lásán pé ókè ẹ̀yin wà nù ẹ̀yin náà ń bẹ nú àwọn tó ràn lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn ló máa já kúrò dé pé ó máa wá empty nǹkan tí yẹn ṣe nìyẹn gbogbo wọn yẹn ló fẹ́ já dànù tó pé ó máa wà empty yóò lè ṣe jù yẹn lọ tó bá jẹ́ pé bíbẹ́ yẹn àwọn kúyọ̀mí ṣe Sunday ní pé bàbá ti pè àwọn yẹn ni bàbá jára ọmọ ẹ̀rọ yìí láti ilẹ̀ ló ti tẹ̀ lọ́hùn kúyọ̀mí ni a lè má wà lásìkò tá a wà yìí nà á ti lójú tù nà but gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó ń pọ́nkú yẹn ṣe ẹ dúró láti máa bà á jẹ́ ẹ gbogbo fídíò kékeré dẹ́rù pọ́nkú yọ̀mí ṣe yẹn ó ń gbẹ̀jẹ̀ lára ẹ̀wọ̀n kan tó torí wọ́n ti ń bọ́ tààtọ́ tí wọ́n ti wá ń ṣe parọ́ bí ìpinnu àwọn dùn inú wọn ò dùn o ẹ má jẹ́ tàn yín inú wọn ò dùn tọ́mọ pẹ̀lẹ́ṣọ̀ wà ń ta inú wọn ò dùn ó ń gbẹ̀jẹ̀ lára wọn o ń gbẹ̀jẹ̀ lára wọn.
Wàhálà my sister you are welcome.
Sunday mọ̀ yìí pé anytime any day tọ́sẹ̀ ti kọ́kọ́ kó àwọn tó ti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn yẹn kò sí nǹkan tí ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ so ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń ṣàánú wa àwọn ìjọba àtọlọ́pàá nígbà ọlọ́pàá tó tíjọba tó wà lókè wọ́n ní pé kẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kẹ́ múyàn ẹ mú ẹni náà ẹ̀dá lọ́wọ́ pọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe anything tẹ́wọ́n sọ́kọ́ kú yọ̀mí ń parọ́ ǹsìn ṣé fẹ́ẹ́ dàpọ̀ náà ń parọ́ pé gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́.
Èmi mọ̀ pé tí rọ́bà lọ lógún ọdún ọjọ́ kan báyìí ni òtítọ́ máa bá.
Mo máa sáré ni eré ló máa sábà eré.
Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run tó bá dé báyìí àwọn ọmọdọ́mọ wọn gan á jẹ nínú ẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò ní pẹ́ kò ní jìnnà kọ́lọ́run tó gbóhùn ẹ̀bẹ̀ wá tọ́lọ́run bá ti fóun dé àmọ̀pọ̀ náà tó ní lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run á dé ìgbìyànjú wa báyìí Ọlọ́run á dé ládé á gba justice fọmọ yẹn lágbára Ọlọ́run torí gbogbo ìtawà ń ṣe nísìnyí tó ń dọwọ́ bọ̀ tọ́lọ́run bá sọ pé òun ti ṣe tán nìyẹn táṣìírí òun dẹ̀ ní bò mọ́ láéláé lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o now ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ láti Perez tán ní pé wọ́n gbé lọ pé lápá kínní náà ó yẹ ẹja gbọ́ nǹkan tí Perez sọ nígbà táwọn náà wá dìbọn kérò wọn.
Lagos has
aka Mohbad. The coroner further ordered a formal investigation into the inaction of the Nigeria police regarding the matter. Wale.
I read the judgment of the magistrate, Adedayo Shotobi, and I'm really impressed. It covers a broad spectrum of the problem that is facing our society. Now, Mohbad has become the peg, that we can use to understand what is going on. The judge spoke about neglect of the family, neglect of public institutions, and also citizens. That this voice was avoided. There was emotional action of the medical issue. There was lack of response to even the petition written by Mohbad, by the police, long time before, death came. And also the fact that public institutions are not doing enough to deal with cases of emergency. And I'm glad that the judge was able to recommend that the culprit, the auxiliary nurse, should be prosecuted by the government. And it's not just about this young man. These things happen almost every day to Nigerians. There's a case of a medical emergency, you get to the hospital, there's nobody to attend to you. Even when people are attending to you, you discover that they are not professionals. So it shows clearly that this Mohbad's death could have been avoided if the normal procedures have been followed. That is, his death is not an act of God, it's human error. And that we could have done a lot to save the life of this young man. Because when the nurse was invited, the nurse knew she wasn't qualified and then had to, administer injection, leading to convulsion and all sorts of things, and eventual death. So this is it's a reflection of the plight of our medical services in this country. Just last week, I lost a very close friend who had put in 35 years into the medical service in a teaching hospital. When they rushed him to the hospital around 2 a.m., the hospital had no diesel. They kept him for hours before they could go and buy, more than 8 hours before they could go and buy a teaching hospital, no diesel. So what the judge is telling us is that, look, there are a lot of deaths that we could have avoided in this country. And Mohbad's case just happens to be one of such millions of instances where people, the deaths of people could have been avoided. So how this Lagos State government will take up this case, not just prosecution, but also to improve medical services, especially in our public institutions, not just Lagos State government. Because Lagos is far better than many states across this country. But the taxes of the local governments, they should rise up to meeting the challenges of public health. As far as we are going to see from this particular case, there is a lesson that we should not allow this to happen again.
Medical negligence is akin to misdiagnosis, if you understand what I mean. So when you drop the guard, something gives.
Yes, but this particular fiasco was caused by Mohbad's minders. When you are in that state, the place to go to is the hospital, not to go and call a nurse to come and administer drug or injection, because once the matter degenerates, at that point, there's nothing that auxiliary nurse can do, because one, the equipment that can redress the situation is not there inside your house. Such equipment in the hospitals. So if you bring in a nurse, it's not even a doctor, a nurse, an auxiliary nurse. Even if you bring in a qualified nurse, there are situations that exceed the pay grade of a nurse. Requires a medical doctor to take charge. And in any case, even before certain treatments are administered, you're supposed to do a test. And the computer will show you the correct diagnosis, what needs to be done. Medical science has passed that stage where you just bring an auxiliary nurse into your house to start giving injection. Because of a fight that he had before that September 12th incident, he suffered a cut.
There was no
So what the nurse did was to administer doses of tetanus, toxoid, paracetamol, ceftriaxone injection, which by the investigation of the police triggered vomiting, goosebumps, convulsion. And before Mohbad could get to hospital, we are given up.
Had deteriorated.
Yes. It's like entrusting your life in the hands of a quack. Because in that situation, I see that nurse as a quack. She is not qualified to handle that level of care. She's not qualified to provide the level of care that Mohbad needed at that time. No, the police did a good job of interviewing more than 20 people, and at the end of the day, they came up with a preliminary report, which has now been corroborated by this the corona. Because clearly, Mohbad's death could have been avoided if he got the right treatment and if
at the right time.
Yes, if his minders actually took the right decision. You know, this case reminds me of Sherubawan, the late Adeleke. You know, it was also a nurse. It was a nurse that treated him, that triggered his death. So our big people should know that there's nothing wrong in going to the hospital. If you're a celebrity, it doesn't stop you from going to hospital. People can fall sick anytime. Don't bring in nurse in the hope that, that nurse will be able to treat you, you won't have to go to the hospital. I can tell you that there is a person that God used me to save the life of his wife. She had tetanus, and they just got a nurse to be giving her drips inside their house. When the situation degenerated so much, it was at that point that they knew this person was about to die. They now had to rush to the hospital. And the doctor said if they had delayed just a little, that fellow would have died. For example, where your BP goes sky high, what can that nurse do at that time by way of remedial steps? In an emergency like that. Yes, so I'm happy that the corona had harsh words for Mohbad's father. Because Mohbad's father took the wrong decision to hurriedly bury him. That is why, because his internal organs were already in a bad state. So it's hampered.
Let me even ask this question. It's about real òkú tó jẹ́ pé ó ń pé 20 years tó ń ṣe autopsy ẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ máa get the right nǹkan tó ṣe. Why 100 years ma? Why jẹ́ pé orí tí Mohbad just ordinary 9 days?
Náà ibi tẹ́yẹ kẹ́ ti mọ̀ pé ó ní kọ́ lọ́ fi inú náà nìyẹn.
At least ọmọ bàbá mi after 1 year lọ́sẹ̀ lọ exhume ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ exhume ẹ̀ after 1 year ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé poison ló pa.
Imagine. Kò sígbà tó lè ṣe òkú egungun gan wọ́n fi ń ṣe. Kò sígbà tó lè ṣe.
So why táwọn ilé wa ń tọ̀ wá tó ń kàn pé àwọn àgbàlagbà ẹwà àwọn tó bímọ sílé ẹ̀wọ̀n lọ́kàn pa. His organs were kíní kan, his organ was kíní kan.
Àánú bọ́ yẹn tí ibi tó wà yẹn ó sàn àánú ẹ̀ ṣe.
A ní nǹkan tó ti ń dùn mí jù ni pé ó jẹ ìyà yẹn lójú ayé. I was something lẹ́nu lọ́mẹ́ta mo ní at least ó ní orin ẹ̀kan title ẹ̀ ní peace. Mo ní by now you will have your peace. Kò sí nínà tó ń nà lójoojúmọ́. There's no ààyè ò ní máa já mọ́. Wọ́n ló ti ní BP. Ọkọ̀ ẹ̀ máa kó sókè. Primeboy. Ṣé Primeboy wà bẹ́ẹ̀?
Primeboy
ó ti mute kò gbọ́ àná náà ó ti sùn lọ lórí live ìgbà tó sùn wá lẹ́bí
mo wá sí láìpẹ́ Primeboy náà lánàá ó ti sùn lọ yányán.
ó ti sùn lọ gbogbo àwọn.
The morticians, they could not do a conclusive autopsy. Because we had to test those organs. They had already buried him. They had begun to decompose. The organs were in a bad state. So,
could you say he was quickly buried on account of his?
According to him.
But why are you guys like this? Look at learner people. Everyone got on learner people so. Just because you have been paid, just because they've given them money, to shall come out and say something. Ọmọ yín máa jẹ̀yà yẹn ò kí n lo bọ́ǹkù Yomi ṣe máa ń sọ. It is surely speak for your children.
According to him, because he's a young man, that by their culture, they shouldn't keep him. Yes, that was what he said. But now, with the controversy over his death, the fact that he was buried too early, by the time another was made to exhume his corpse so that his death can be investigated, the organs were already too compromised for a proper autopsy that would deliver the right result to be done. So they blamed the fact that he was buried too early and the state of his organs for the inability to get a conclusive autopsy. So as we speak now, there is really no conclusive autopsy. And just as the mortician said, you cannot blame anyone. You cannot say somebody maybe there was foul play or whatever. The only thing they can hold on to is the fact that that nurse
is a primary.
Yes, that nurse.
Guilty party.
Yes, the nurse didn't take the right steps, and the injection that he gave him triggered. You know, there are some injections that they will give you that can even block your arteries.
Oh yes. Because not hitting the right vein.
No, there are some injections that are too strong to be administered intravenously.
All right.
It will shut down your system, it will block your arteries. So people.
Thank you, Opoluwa. So why is the nurse not in jail for almost 3 years now? She's nowhere to be found. Recently in Wumi's interview, she said, and she's partying, she's going to nightclub, she's going for Oble, and while she's inside the house mourning. And that was what she said about the nurse. Why the pressure was still on the nurse here? Why the about the station of nurse to go on? The last time we saw the nurse was the first time she came to Corona inquest, and what she said was that no Babari. So Mbato Bari Babari Kalowari. Dalori. Ọlọ́run á máa ṣèdájọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad mo máa kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tó pọ̀ gan-an ọ̀rọ̀ lérí Olúwa ẹni tí ò bá fi kọ́ ẹgbọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí òbí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ènìyàn ẹni òun ò lè gbọ́n láyé mọ́.
But look, when you are in this kind of situation, just go to the hospital. That's why you can get expert treatment. Not to call somebody into your house to start giving you injection. Because apparently, in fact, when I was discussing with my younger brother, my mother's last born, who is a medical doctor, he said when he read about what was pushed into mobile system, he knew that there was no way he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Because she loaded the guy's system with too many injections that he didn't need.
There was no medical restraint.
Because he was in pains. So he was really in pains, according to witnesses, and the nurse was trying to see what things she could do just to bring down the pain.
You know, as a patient, your healing starts the moment you are in the right environment. Sure. You know, you are attended to properly. Yeah. But again, the coroner is asking the police. It has some knocks for the police. Sure.
Yeah, that's why the judgment is, is broad, and And when we are talking about this tetanus issue, it starts from birth. You have to get your children to be vaccinated. You have to assure that they take the necessary hormone when they are very young, so as to minimize the damage this might cause. This particular injection, I've had people who had a similar experience. Just like Babajide said, if that injection was even administered wrongly in an hospital, there would have been an immediate remedy. Okay. There is something what would have given him that will stabilize it. Yeah. But we have the situation where he was being treated by an auxiliary nurse. An auxiliary nurse can only be an assistant. Oh yeah. He or she can only work.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tó Sakudi, you are welcome ma. Nǹkan tá a ti conclude nínú WhatsApp meeting yìí. Ipe kan gbé lórí nurse. Nǹkan tá a ti conclude. Ipe orí nurse náà máa di everything lé lórí. Abẹ́ ti gbàgbé pé Ọlọ́run padà táṣìírí yín. Abẹ́ ti gbàgbé. You welcome ma. Ẹ gbàgbé pàṣírí yín tún pẹ́ ní pé òkè kan da everything lórí nọ́ọ̀sì pé negligence ni. Ó dáa. Ó mọ̀ ń tẹnu mọ́ Nàìjíríà ẹ máa já dìde ká jà fáwọn ọmọ wa tó kù ńlẹ̀. Mohbad ti lọ́ǹtì ẹ o. Gbogbo ìjà tá à ń jà ìtorí àwọn ọmọ wa tó wà ńlẹ̀ ni o. Most especially àwọn ọmọ tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wà universities yẹn. Things can happen, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká burú ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ wa lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká dìde tán lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìlérí Olúwa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká make sure pé àwọn tó pa ọmọ yẹn wọ́n kó wọn wá, wọ́n jẹ ìyà tó yẹ kán jẹ.
Supervision of a professional, either a nurse, certified nurse or a medical doctor. Yeah, but do you know this thing goes on even as we speak? Yeah, it's everywhere. Yes. That's why the judge was talking about regulating more regulation. You know, there are some states don't even have corona law in Nigeria. Yeah. So Lagos is one of those few states where you have that when there is an incident, let's do an inquest so that we can prevent first thing from happening. Oh yeah. So people when people die the next 2 hours, they are buried. But for
mo máa tiẹ̀ lọ wá WhatsApp kìíní yẹn mo tún máa lọ wá méjì tó jẹ́ pé inú WhatsApp tẹ́ ti sọ̀rọ̀ pé ìkànnì yín mọ George tó wà níbẹ̀ abẹ́ ti gbàgbé pé gbogbo ẹ̀ la rí.
Interest. It's always good to do inquest so that you investigate and then you learn lessons so that in future you can take precautions. So it's clear that his death could have been prevented. And I know there are other preventable deaths that have occurred even this morning. So we need to overhaul our health system. It's teaching time. It saves life. And what more can we say? Mohbad, we miss you. I hope lessons are
there is something in Jones that the corona also suggested that this matter should be put to bed so that this boy can be buried and properly so that I can get the rest, the spiritual rest that as we are talking now, people are shooting all kinds of videos, blaming this person, blaming that person. We really don't need that. The circumstances does not help anything. Yeah, the police affirmed that indeed Sam Larry bullied and assaulted him. We saw that on video.
Ṣé búlì ló fa bleeding tàbí tó pọ̀ lọ rẹpẹtẹ yẹn? Ṣé búlì ni? They play.
But you can't conclusively say that both men, Sam Larry and Naramali, killed him. In this case, given the injection administered to him and the way he reacted to that injection, it is safe to say this was the cause of death. At least that is what they can hold on to with some level of evidence. Instead of, no, it is the wife. Oh, it is this person. Oh, it is that person. Oh, it's this person that caused the death.
In an extreme case, it's an arrow.
Hold on, please. Can I ask you a question? Does it mean you did not hear anything about the WhatsApp group where they mentioned that they will put all blames on the nurse? And you guys are here saying another thing.
nonsense that we are hearing. Let this matter be put to bed after this coroner's report so that they can give the boy the befitting burial that he needs and put closure to the matter. It's enough.
All right, folks. The coroner's court sitting at Ikorodu, Lagos.
Àti gbọ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn o, and that is that about that. Ta ló fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀? Primeboy are you there? Samagi kí ilé iṣẹ́ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa yẹn ká tó tún lọ.
Primeboy mo wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Primeboy yóò gbọ́ nǹkan táwọn eléyìí sọ ni.
Mo ń kún gbọ́rọ̀ tó ń sọ, bọ̀ mi ìfi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́ tààtàrà tán nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì mi kan.
Àwọn onírọ̀ òṣì wọ́n sọ ni pé tatanus ló wọnú.
Mo gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ ọ̀gbọ́n.
Tó ti bá ẹja.
Kí lẹ sọ?
Hello, I didn't sọ. Mo gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ, but because I don't believe, I know there was no nurse there, and you know there was no nurse there. So I don't follow all what they are saying. And tetanus or not, or tetanus, that it's all I believe that I won't speak to people. I believe that it's all lies. So I'm not going to follow all that, and I'm not interested in it. Thank you.
No, I won't believe pé ìjà tó bá ọ̀rẹ́ ìjà ló ti ní egbò tó wá níyẹn ló wá pa tetanus.
Wọ́n gbọ́ láàrin àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn, àwọn ọlọ́pàá gangan ló ti fún wọn ní narrative yẹn.
Láàrin èmi àti ọ̀rẹ́.
Gbogbo narrative tó spread ni ẹ̀. Interview yẹn ti pẹ́ náà.
Ó ti pẹ́ no, after corona ni ìgbà tá a parí corona lọ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Nígbà tá a parí corona.
Gbogbo wèrè. Wọ́n tó bá bí àwọn channel àbáwọn TVC àbáwọn wo ló ṣe wọ́n bá bí wọn lákọ́ wọn lè ṣe irú interview bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn mọ́ láyé wọn. Torí ẹ̀ òótọ́ ti fara hàn báyìí. So gbogbo táìmù yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tọ́yìn publish ni tọ́lọ́ ní kọ́lọ́pàá máa publish ẹ mọ̀ tọ́lọ́pàá fi lè jáde tọ́lọ́pàá sọ wípé through the fight ní ó yẹ kẹ́ ti mọ̀ pé everything tí wọ́n stage ẹ̀ ni. So ó nọ́mà káwọn TVC àbáwọn kìíní àwọn TV station máa gbé. Wọ́n stage ẹ̀ ọlọ́run.
Mo fẹ́ play. Má sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ prime, má sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ.
Mo ní wọ́n stage ẹ̀ master stage ó tún stage. So wọ́n tan àwọn náà ni.
Gbogbo wọn lọ́lọ́ máa ojú wọn máa bó ńgbà tí Ọlọ́run bá mú ẹ̀sìn wọn síta. Ojú wọn máa bó.
Ìkọ́ ẹ̀kan tó wù mí mọ́ mi tó wù mí tọkàn mi tí ó wù mí kà ṣe. Òun ni bí Abuja protest yẹn. Ajé.
Abuja ẹ̀ ṣáà ni. The prince. My daddy ìyàwó
irú aláyé tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọlé yẹn. Irú ọlọ́pàá tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọlé yẹn.
Jísù.
Kásáré kéèyàn tún sáré kó sáré mọ àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ̀n nífẹ̀ẹ́ compromise.
Ó yá Primeboy lọ bá Omowummi sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ bá ti sọ̀rọ̀.
Òun ni kéèyàn wá bí èèyàn máa tẹ̀sán ọmọ èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ ká dákẹ́kẹ́ torí táìmù yìí a gbọ́dọ̀ wà active ni. Everybody gbọ́dọ̀ wà active.
Mọ́mí Olúbùnmi gan ti sọ́ńbì lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé ká sọ̀rọ̀ ká dẹ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ní kí n ṣe pé káwọn kan jókòó sórí TikTok kẹ́ máa dájú kẹ́ máa ṣe ẹ̀ lè yọ̀dí.
Irú gbogbo àwọn channels tó wà ń bẹ àwọn TVC tàbá tún dààmú wọn l'Abuja yẹn tàtún gbá wọn kó ẹ understand bó jẹ́ 3 days la máa lò ó bí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n máa invite wa wọnú ọ́fíìsì a máa sọ̀kọ́ ta fẹ́ báyìí ẹ understand bóyá ipa kan máa tún lanú lẹ́wọ̀ àtún máa wò lọ́wọ́ pípù yẹn téèyàn bá dákẹ́ tara máa bá dákẹ́ ni kí gbogbo pressure yìí tó kó lè wà lójú kan torí mo rí pé irú èèyàn bíi Lizzy yẹn tó lè tún jáde again Ọlọ́run tún ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ mú jáde ni so ìkọ̀kọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ máa jáde látọ̀dọ̀ àwa náà bíi pressure nǹkan bíi pressure jẹ́ pé ó máa hard mọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn people àwọn Ọlọ́run
ní pé tí láwọn máa tó àwọn náà fẹ́ ṣe fídíò kan síta ń sìn amsim ìyàwó ẹ̀kọ́ wọn pé ọmọ tí láwọn fẹ́ ṣe fídíò kan síta ń sìn wọ́n ní tó bá tún ṣe àwọn máa jẹ́ kí gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́wọ́.
bí Mr. Yomi ṣe tún fẹ́ ṣe fídíò yẹn ẹ ṣáà ibi tí protest àkànṣe yẹn dé ó yà mí lẹ́nu 2.6 lórí channel yẹn nìkan 2.6 million mo fọ́ lẹ́kùn pé wàá.
èmi gan wo 2.6 million tọ̀dọ̀ mi 240,000 people ló wò.
ẹ̀yin nínú ẹ̀ wò gíní ẹ̀gọ́ yìí máa wọ ó yìí lè wọ bíi 20 million ní tàbá ní ká share everything pọ̀ lórí each platform àwọn èèyàn lórí Instagram lórí TikTok lórí Facebook.
àwọn tó tún pin lọ náà ni.
So irú kan wá yẹn sì kò ṣe pátẹ́gùn máa tún fẹ́ sí ká tó tún gbé another step please mo bẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ẹ má jò sú ẹ má jò rẹwà we need to come together again ó jẹ́ Àbújá yẹn tí kéèsì yẹn tún wà ká tún fire on kò ní sú wa kò ní rẹwà torí àwọn pípù yẹn wọn ò sí mi o ìkọ́ yẹn kan tó lè lò náà ju ògùn lọ torí àṣírí wọn ti tú Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ ju ògùn lọ wà so God is at work lèmi rí gbogbo eléyìí sí káwa má dẹ̀ lọ máa sùn nígbà tó Ọlọ́run bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ àwa náà gbọ́dọ̀ máa bọ́ lọ́run ṣiṣẹ́ ni so that's the way gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ nìyẹn.
lágbára Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ máa gbé àwọn ènìyàn dìde láti support wa because
Àmín
it's
o,
not
àmín.
something we can do on our own
Yeah.
we need support from people so gbogbo àwọn tó dẹ̀ ní tó ti wá wọn ò ní rí kú ọmọ náà ayé lágbára Ọlọ́run
Inshallah
ọmọ tí wọ́n
máa
náà
pé Mr. Yomi máa bá Mr. Yomi sọ̀rọ̀ pé ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀la torí last time tí mo lọ sí Àbújá yẹn ẹni tó yàn tì mí òun lálábọ̀dé ó lè òun fẹ́ lọ gbádùn tiẹ̀.
ṣe rírun nǹkan báyẹn kí Primeboy lọ rí Yomi privately kò yé yín.
ọkùnrin Yomi ẹ lọ sọ
privately.
bá ọkùnrin Yomi sọ̀rọ̀ létà jẹ́ tó bá máa ní ìdílé kẹ pè mí kó connect ní wọn tó ti yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣàpèkẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀kọ́.
Yeah,
mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá ẹ̀yà abiyamọ gbogbo yẹn jókòó mo fẹ́ tẹ̀mọ̀ mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi mú pọ́ìntì ní ọ̀rọ̀ tí Ìyábọ̀ Òjó sọ ń bí o gbogbo abiyamọ ẹ jókòó ẹ bá fẹ́ wá báírò kẹ́ mú àwọn pọ́ìntì kọ̀ọ̀kan jáde ìyẹn la máa wá analyse ẹja gbọ́.
Mali, you owe me plenty. Hey, you owe me plenty. Hey, there was another post. Oh, Mumbo, Bolapo. Oh God. You said he's your brother. So, I want to ask
Hello,
you a
ma.
question.
Mommy. Ẹ jẹ́ má bínú ẹjọ́ ṣé Lizzy Anjorin ṣe TikTok láti ṣe program òun.
TikTok mo ti wò TikTok màá ṣe ẹ̀ sí ẹ tó bá tún ti wà ń ta.
Ẹ ṣe ẹ̀ sí mi ìwé èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ lèèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ tún jọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ torí àwọn náà máa ní.
ó wà lórí
Facebook náà. èmi fẹ́ kẹ́ pé èmi fẹ́ rí connection tẹ́ pé àjọ máa sọ wọ́n náà wọ́n ni kò ń ṣe understand ìwé èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ la gbọ́dọ̀ máa mú mọ́ra la gbọ́dọ̀ máa mú wá sínú àwọn tẹ́ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ jọ máa torí irú mọ̀ ẹ́ sí ó máa hùn láti bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ normal so ó máa wù mí tẹ́ pé a máa mú àwọn náà gbogbo.
mo lè bá ẹkọ nọ́mbà ẹ wá kó mo lè bá ẹkọ nọ́mbà ẹ náà.
yà mo ní ìdí nọ́mbà wọn ẹ bá mi get nọ́mbà wọn kí mo máa pè wọn sí.
mo lè bá ẹkọ nọ́mbà ẹ
náà ẹni tó náà ń dúró tì ní torí ẹ máa ń pẹ́ ẹni tó tì tí ò ṣubú náà ni.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ justice fighter náà abiyamọ dẹ̀ lòun náà. so please irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ la gbọ́dọ̀ tún jọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀.
ó ní wọ́n ti tì títí onígbà tó jẹ́ pé òótọ́ lòun ń sọ. ó ní kó tún kó petition wá báyìí náà ó náà mọ̀ pé òótọ́ lòun ń sọ.
Lizzy Anjorin yẹn legend lòun náà kéré.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
òun náà wá kéré báwọn kan ṣe náà lágbára lòun náà lágbára.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
so irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ please mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé woman yẹn náà àwọn alágbára kan máa dúró ti òun náà.
She really tried though. She really fought the battle. She really tried.
Gbogbo àwọn sáàlì táwọn gan ní la máa fẹ́ lò gbogbo líǹkì tó ní la máa dàpọ̀ mọ́ líǹkì wa. Ọwọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ àwọn adéwẹ̀sì ọwọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ àwọn ẹ̀nà
òun náà tẹnu ó tẹnu mọ́ adéwẹ̀sì náà. Àmọ́ bí tó tún máa bá yàrá
tẹnu mọ́ yẹn káwá kan tẹnu mọ́ ká gbé picture wọn ká lọ print picture wọn jáde ká lọ submit ẹ̀ fáwọn àgbààgbà ọlọ́pàá gbogbo àwọn ọkọ̀ tẹ̀ bá invite wọn wọlé from another angle. Kọ́ invite wọn kọ́ béèrè question lọ́wọ́ wọn different places kò yẹ kó máa kó ogun wọn pọ̀ kọ́ fi wọ́n sí different places kọ́ béèrè kí ló mọ̀ mo dẹ̀ sure pé tọ́ba yẹn ń béèrè àwọn èèyàn máa ṣìṣe ni wọ́n máa ṣìṣọ ni wọ́n ti ẹ̀ ní ṣìṣọ.
ó ti ṣòro pé wọ́n ti jábọ́ ni ìwọ̀nba àwọn tó lọ sàbújá ti jábọ̀ rẹ̀ di ṣòro pé wọ́n ti dúró sẹ́yìn wọ́n ti dúró ìdààmọ́lá ni wọ́n ti dúró wọ́n ń dúró dàwọn tó kù ní orí pé wọ́n jẹ́ kán rí àdúrà orí pé wọ́n jẹ́ kán rádùá pé ní ìjọba wọn bá ti kàdúrà ìjọ yẹn làṣírí tú.
Ṣé ní ìlú tàwa yìí náà ìlú tàwa yìí
ìdè tí tẹ pé táwa. òun ò ṣe bọ́ọ̀tà mélòó ló fi ju
voice wa lásán voice wa ti arrest ìjà.
òun ra fẹ́.
Then, Doma.
Medcare Hospital, a private healthcare center where singer Iyabo any wrongdoing, stating that the singer was brought in dead. The hospital also debunked rumors that the singer was admitted into the hospital, saying he was never a patient at any point. The hospital also said the nurse who administered treatment on the late singer at home is not a staff of Perez Medcare Hospital. And the video of the medical facility circulating in the media space in which Mohbad was seen alive and receiving treatment is not Perez Medcare Hospital. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer SP Benjamin Hundeyin has reassured Nigerians that there was no foul play involved in the autopsy of Mohbad. While making the statement via his official social media page on Monday evening, he says, quote, as assured by the CP, that's the Commissioner of Police, the autopsy was promptly carried out by some of the best forensic pathologists in the country, in the presence of family members, end quote. He also urged the public to remain calm while awaiting results and confirmed that other aspects of the investigation are progressing and the culprits will soon be brought to book. Recall that the police had announced last week that the autopsy of the late singer Iyabo, popularly known as Mohbad, has been completed.
Release àdúrà fún wa. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tí Wùmí ní pé ńgbà táwọn gbé hospital wípé after 15 minutes ó tún yá oníkan after 20 minutes ó ní they declare him dead. On the new hospital ní kò kùnà gbé wá sọ́dọ̀ àwọn. Nígbà tó wá gan sí corona inquest ó ló ti gan lẹ́yìn wá. Nígbà tó gbé wá ó ló ti gan lẹ́yìn ó ti gan wá. Ń bọ̀ jàre. Ẹ wòran. Ọgbà kìíní yẹn ṣẹbẹ́ ìbóye náà wọ́n gbà. Now nígbà tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé thank you sir ìgbà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé orúkọ ọmọdé yìí Williams ló ń jẹ́ ibi tẹ́ ti máa gbọ́n sí ni ẹ̀yin ẹgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ Williams ló ń jẹ́ Mohbad ṣàdáhùn pé Williams lórúkọ ọmọ.
Another señorita is my Mohbad Junior, his name is Light. Light. Wow, nice.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ń sọ nìyẹn. Primeboy ṣó wà mẹ́ẹ̀. Primeboy, are you there? Nígbà tí
pẹ̀lú ìmọ̀ mi mọ́ àpẹẹrẹ ìmọ̀.
Ó yá gbọ́ nǹkan tí Curtis sọ ń bì. Gbọ́ nǹkan tí Curtis sọ ń bì.
Mohbad Junior, his name is Light. Light.
Wow, nice.
Mohbad Junior, his name is Light. Light. Wow, nice.
mo mọ̀ pé mímí o tún ti wá bí àbí mo mọ̀ pé o tún fẹ́ wá.
ẹ nà láìtì náà ló pe fẹ́mi náà mo ní kí ni ìtumọ̀ Liam ìgbà tí mo bèèrè lọ́yẹ̀ kí ni ìtumọ̀ Liam ó ní Liam is light mo dẹ̀ ní wow ó sọ ọmọ ẹ so ìwọ náà ó sọ ọmọ ẹ ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ in another language nìyẹn kọ́tẹ́mi dẹ̀ sọ fún nìyẹn.
So now ó dẹ̀ wá nígbà tó dẹ̀ máa.